Chapter 77. Little Ling Mo. Remember, once you feel the pressure of an ability, resist with all your strength. Be careful. Guopai looked at Ling Mo and whispered. At this time, Ling Mo realized the seriousness of the matter and nodded gently. He was not sure if he could deal with Xiao Tian. He only knew telekinesis and some simple abilities. According to his strength, dealing with an early-stage Xiantian martial artist was already his limit. Xiao Tian was definitely stronger than him. There are many types of abilities. Some are auxiliary abilities, some are offensive abilities. These are all gifts from the heavens, making you different from ordinary people. Nangong Lingma still remembered what an old man said when he gave a lecture to him after he registered with the Special Abilities Group. It is easy for ability users to deal with ordinary people, but if you meet Wuxiu, once Wuxiu breaks through to the Xiantian realm, your ability may not be able to defeat Wuxiu. Little girl, you are an ability user with spatial control. In the future, if you meet an early-stage Xiantian Wuxiu, you could defeat him by surprise. If you meet a mid- or late-stage Xiantian master, be prepared to escape. The old man said with a smile. There's one more thing you have to remember. Ability users can sense each other's ability fluctuations. If it makes you feel uncomfortable, don't ever offend such an ability user. If you feel uncomfortable, it means that their ability is stronger than yours. Ability users mostly die from the battle between their abilities. Nangong Lingma remembered everything the old man said. She had been very low-key since her ability awakened. Big brother scoundrel, I can't sense what Xiao Tian's ability is, but one thing is certain. He is not weak. You must be careful. Nangong Lingma looked at Guopai and whispered, Got it. Don't worry. If he uses his ability, I will make him regret it. Guopai said with a smile. The second round of the competition was much simpler than the first. No one chose to give up. The first 6 people each answered their questions correctly. Congratulations, Xiao Tian. Your questions are completely correct. Xiao Tian successfully completed his question, which was also the last question of the 7-School Alliance. Only Guopai still had one question left in the entire literary battle. Student Guopai, look at the big screen. Please name the 108 heroes of water margin in order, Han Feifei said with a smile. Leader star Timely Rain Song Jiang. Strength star Jade Qilin Lu Junyi. Knowledge star Resourceful star Wu Yong. Leisure star Dragon in the Clouds Gong Sun Sheng. Brave star Great Blade Guan Sheng. Majestic star Panther Headlin Chong. Fear star Fiery Thunderbolt Qin Ming. Prestige star Double Clubs Huyin. Guopai looked at the judges and said loudly, It's over. The affiliated high school affiliated to Renmin University of China will definitely get first place in the essay competition. This kind of question won't be a problem for Guopai, a student from 9th High School said dejectedly. Old Chow, listen carefully to the 108 heroes. If Guopai is in the wrong, you have to point it out, Li Xuanyu said with a hint of pride. I didn't expect the 7-School Alliance to be unable to stop the affiliated high school affiliated to Renmin University of China from getting first place in the essay competition. Lin Xiaoxiao said with a helpless smile. I've said it before. The affiliated high school affiliated to Renmin University of China will not get first place, Xiao Tian said softly. His gaze fell on Guopai. Guopai was stunned. The situation in front of him had completely changed. Sister, are we really going to be eaten by demons? A 7-year-old child looked at his sister who was 1 year older than him and asked in a low voice. Guanbao, this is fate. There's no other way. The girl's name was Yi Xingjin, and the boy's name was Chun Guanbao. They were the 2 children who were sent to the Inspiration King's temple by the Chun family village. I can't die. I want to go home. I don't want to be eaten by demons. Chun Guanbao cried and shouted. At this time, a monk with the face of a thunder god appeared in front of him. This person was the great sage equal to heaven, Sun Wukong. Idiot, you take on the appearance of the girl. I will take on the appearance of the boy. Let's meet this Inspiration King. Sun Wukong laughed and carried Chun Guanbao down the altar. Little fellow, Sage Guan failed to protect you this time. In the future, don't call yourself Chun Guanbao. Call yourself Chun Qingyuan. Let's celebrate your new life. Let's go. After saying that, Sun Wukong tossed Chen Guanbao out of the Inspiration King's temple. How is this possible? How could the deepest part of your heart be such a dreamscape? Sun Wukong, how is this possible? Just who are you? When Xiahou Tian pulled Guo Pai into the dreamscape, he was shocked to see Sun Wukong and Zhu Beiji. As someone who was familiar with Journey to the West, how could Xiahou Tian not know about this Inspiration King's temple? Wasn't it the place where Tang Sung and his disciples had passed by back in the Heavenly River? Dreamscape. You can indeed pull me into a dreamscape. However, your strength is too weak. Although my immortal power is not enough to completely resist this dreamscape, it is enough to deal with you. In the same space, Guo Pai slowly walked out. In his hand was a boy. It was himself from back then, Chen Guanbao. Later on, he changed his name to Chen Qingyuan. Transmigration. You transmigrated from another plane. You can actually reverse space. Journey to the West is actually real. How is this possible? Xiahou Tian said in shock. Don't you want to see the situation outside? Guo Pai smiled and waved his hand. The auditorium situation appeared in front of his eyes. Detection Star Green-Eyed Tiger Li Yun, Scarlet Star Faceless Jiao Ting, Ugly Star Stone General Shi Yong, Number Star Little Wei Yusunixun, Een Star Female Tiger Gudaseo, Torture Star Vegetable Garden Zhang Qing, Robust Star Mother Yiksha Sun Ernyang, Inferior Star Living Goddess of Lightning Wang Ding Lu, Robust Star Demon Dao God Yu Baosi, Rat Star Daylight Rabbi Shang, Thief Star Flea on a Drum Shirt Qian, Dog Star Golden Retriever Duan Jingzhu, 108 heroes. Judges, this is correct, right? Guo Pai said with a smile. You clearly entered my dream space. How can you still stand there and answer the questions? Xiahou Tian asked in confusion. It is true that I entered your dream space, but you also entered my dream space. You were laughing at me, and I am laughing at you. Ha! Guo said with a mischievous smile. You are that Chen Guanbao that Sun Wukong saved? Xiahou Tian asked again. Yes, I am the boy that was saved by the great sage in the Chen village. Later, I became the mind-reading true lord of the heavenly court. Guo Pai said with a smile. Let me go. I beg you, let me go. I know I was wrong. I beg you. Xiahou Tian's confidence was completely shattered. As a superpower user, he was above ordinary people. Even the laws of Hua Xia could not restrict them. They could kill people at will. But this time, he met Guo Pai, a banished immortal from the heavenly court. Do you know why I told you everything about myself? Guo Pai looked at Xiahou Tian and said with a smile. In this world, including you, there are only two people who know about my background. That person comes from the same place as me. As for you, I won't kill you. However, since you wanted to kill me first, I can't let you go. Merit. Yes, you can't kill me. You immortals have to accumulate merit. Only when your merit is complete can you return to the heavenly court. Isn't that right? Xiahou Tian shouted as if he was grasping at his last life-saving straw. Karma is a cycle. Guo Pai said softly. Remember, be a normal person in your next life. As soon as Guo Pai finished speaking, Xiahou Tian, who had been staring at Guo Pai from the Seven School Alliance, suddenly fell backward. The entire auditorium was in chaos again. Chapter 78. Congratulations to student Guo Pai. The answer is correct. The affiliated high school adds 700 points. Han Feifei looked at the judges and nodded as she announced loudly. The ambulance had arrived and carried Xiahou Tian away. Student Xiahou Tian suddenly fainted. We would also like to give a round of applause to student Xiahou Tian and thank him for his wonderful performance in this competition. Han Feifei continued. We used to say that there is no first place in literature and no second place in martial arts. But today, the first place in Wu Castle's competition has been decided, and that is our Takashi University's affiliated high school. Let us congratulate them with a warm round of applause. Itai Zue announced loudly. We welcome the mayor of Wu Castle, Mr. Zhang Dalai, to present the second prize trophy and certificate to the students of Wu Castle's Seven School Alliance. Han Feifei said with a smile. Mayor Zhang Dalai walked onto the stage and gave the trophy and certificate to the remaining 6 students of the 7-School Alliance. Next, let us welcome Master Yufeng with a warm round of applause. Let him present the first prize of this competition to the Takashi University's affiliated high school. Han Fei announced loudly, and the audience burst into thunderous applause. Master Yufeng slowly walked onto the rostrum and looked at the 7 people on the stage with a smile. Murong Weiwei was his disciple, and Guopai was his friend despite the difference in age. This time's competition was extremely valuable. 1 against 7, and he won a complete victory. It was a wonderful and beautiful victory. The affiliated high school is the champion. Congratulations to all of you. Master Yufeng said as he handed the first prize trophy to Guopai. Guopai took it with a smile and handed it to Murong Weiwei. First place in the competition, Guopai is a man of his word. Guopai said to Murong Weiwei with a smile. Su Yi pouted, while Tang Shi and Yu Yu smiled with a hint of jealousy. However, they didn't say anything. They didn't know if they should be happy or sad to have such a man of his word as a boyfriend. Let's go to my house after the literary battle. It's already been a month. I'm craving for your wine. Great Master Imperial Wind looked at Guopai and said with a smile, All right, once the matter of the wind duel is settled, Weiwei and I will go over. However, this time there might be more people. Master also knows that I have a lot of girlfriends, haha. Guopai smiled and said to Master Imperial Wind, Okay, let Mother Wu know in advance before coming. Let her prepare the meal. After Great Master Yufeng finished speaking, he walked down the rostrum with a smile, leaving the rostrum to Guopai's group of 7. Next, we would like to invite our special guest, General Lu Tiangang, to present the award for the best contestant of this one battle. As soon as Tizui's voice fell, the auditorium was once again in an uproar. A white-haired old man walked up to the rostrum with vigorous steps. It's really General Lu. Isn't he in Yinjing? When did you come back? When Lu Tiangang stood up, a group of middle-aged men also stood up and gave a military salute to the old man. Damn, when did my family's old man come? Why didn't he tell us in advance? When Lu Chuang heard the name Lu Tiangang, he almost fell off his chair. In the Lu family, other than this old man, who else would he be afraid of? Last time, General Lu didn't even show up for the one duel. This time, General Lu came. He really gave us enough face. Li Xuanyu said with a smile. Old Li, congratulations. However, this Guopai also studied in 9th high school for a period of time. If Guopai wins the best contestant of the one duel, our 9th high school will also be proud. Chao Xinglong said with a smile. They lost the competition, so it was fine if they lost. Who would have thought that a guy from Wu Castle would become like this in affiliated high school? Old Chao, your little abacus is not bad. Our 7-School Alliance lost, so it's fine if we lose. You used this time to counterattack. Su Wui said with a smile. Chao Xinglong's face turned red. Young man, congratulations. Lu Tiangang handed the trophy to Guopai and said with a smile. On behalf of the Lu family, I thank you. Thank you for saving the life of my grandson, Lu Chuang. In the future, you can get closer to each other. If you have any problems in Wu Castle, you can directly come to the Lu family to find me. Your grandfather and I used to talk about you a lot. Speaking of which, you should go home and visit your family. Thank you, General Lu. Guopai took the trophy with a smile and raised a high. The auditorium once again burst into thunderous applause. This old man will take up a few more minutes of your time. Lu Tiangang didn't intend to go down. He picked up the microphone and said with a smile. This time's when competition was very exciting. Since the preliminaries of Takashi University affiliated high school, it has been very exciting. I even bet my coffin money. Recently, I heard some crazy words that the Qin family won't honor the bet. I don't know if it's true or not, but I believe that the Qin family will honor my coffin money even if others don't honor it. Although Lu Tiangong's words sounded like a joke, the Qin clan's clan head's face turned ashen. All of his fantasies turned into bubbles. Lu Tiangong's words sounded like a joke, but in fact, he was telling him that he had to accept his loss. Otherwise, this coffin was prepared for the Lu clan. General Liu, don't worry. Everyone who has placed their bets can also be at ease. The Qin family will honor every single one of our bets. Qin Batian stood up and said loudly. Although he was unwilling, he had no choice but to stand up. Ha! Since Batian said so, I'm relieved. Liu Tiangang finished speaking and walked down the rostrum. Brat, after the one competition is over, come home and see me. Liu Tiangang saw Lu Chuang, who had nowhere to hide, as he walked down the rostrum, and said loudly. Lu Chuang nodded with a trace of fear. The old man and his family was not to be trifled with. Congratulations to student Guo Pai for winning the Best Player of the One Competition Award. The One Competition has come to a successful end. Thank you, everyone. He Tizui and Han Feifei bowed to the audience. The audience applauded again. Exciting, really exciting. Guo Pai answered the last question beautifully. Not only did he say the names according to the order, he even said their nicknames. I really don't know how he knows so many things. The audience was discussing. Don't laugh. Look at how happy you are. Didn't you see that your little lover gave the trophy to Muron Weiwei? Shen Bairou looked at Sun Ling Ling, who was laughing happily, and teased her. Bairou, you don't understand. Sun Ling Ling didn't explain and said with a smile. What's wrong with giving it to Muron Weiwei? No matter what, I'm still his first woman. Sun Ling Ling thought to herself. Big brother baddie, you really stole the limelight this time. You can't forget what you promised me. Nangong Lingmo whispered from the side. And that Xiahou Tian incident. You did it right? You have to be careful. If the special ability group finds out, you won't be able to bear the consequences. Little Lingmo, who told you that Xiahou Tian was in trouble because of me? He probably fainted because he didn't get first place. Guo Pai said with a smile. Don't worry about your matter. I almost know what special abilities are. Chapter 79. Who is it? Just as Xiahou Tian fell to the ground, a shriveled old man slowly opened his eyes at the bottom of Tianqi in Changbai Mountain. Who harmed little Tian? Who is it? Guo Pai naturally did not know what happened at Tianqi. He suddenly remembered what Liu Tiangang said, that he should go back and visit his grandfather. Although he was only occupying Guo Pai's body, he was Guo Pai now. Karma was a cycle. There were some things that he had to do. Wei, Xiaoxi, you guys go back to school first. I'll go home later, Guo Pai said with a smile. Aren't you going to invite us back together? Muron Weiwei said with a smile. After the literary battle, she had completely accepted Scoundrel Guo in front of her. No matter how others used to rely on the four evils of Martial City, she did not care anymore. Why don't you guys go back with me? Guo Pai said with a smile. Xiaoxi, contact Yi Zi. Yu, contact Sister Ling Ling. Let's go home together. Ha! Tang Shi nodded with a smile. Yu dialed Sun Ling Ling's number and arranged a place to meet up. Little Ling Ma, are you coming with us to my house or back to school? Guo Pai asked with a smile. Sister Yuer is still in school. I'll go back and check on Sister Yuer first. If Sister Yuer is fine, we'll go to your house together. With you and Sister Yuer here, I don't think Grandpa will be angry if I go out for a walk, Nangong Lingma said with a smile. Guo Pai nodded slightly. The few of them walked out of the hall along the contestants' path. Guo Pai became famous in the preliminaries of the competition. It's time to buy a car. Guo Pai looked at the 5 girls standing outside and thought to himself, call second brother and ask him to send a car over. Guo Pai dialed Jia Yuan's number. In less than 5 minutes, a 7-seater off-road vehicle stopped in front of them. In Jia Yuan's words, if you give this car 100 million yuan, it will be named Guo. You are such a good second brother. How dare you ask for 100 million for such a second-hand car? Guo Pai said loudly into the phone. Fourth brother, you're a billionaire. It's really not much to ask you for 100 million. Jia Yuan smiled and said, you know more about cars than I do. You'll know if this car is worth the price after you drive it. After that, Jia Yuan didn't listen to what Guo Pai said. He hung up and looked at the phone. Big baddie, did I really give you this car? Sun Ling Ling got into the car and asked excitedly. Guo Pai looked at the excited Sun Ling Ling and asked with a smile. Jia Yuan cheated you of 100 million. Ling Ling, is this car worth that price? 100 million yuan, it's worth it, it's worth it. Jia Yuan is really generous. Sun Ling Ling said with a smile. Let's not talk about anything else. This car alone is worth 50 million yuan, and you know the boss of Bugatti. There are only 7 cars of this model on Earth. Jia Yuan is really willing to give it to you. Hee, it's fine as long as you don't lose money. It looks like 100 billion yuan is a lot, but he only has one wife. I have so many wives. It's not much for each of them. Guo Pai said with a smile. The faces of the 5 girls turned red. You should rest assured that I'll drive. Guo Pai said with a smile. It's all done. Let my old man take a look. His grandson is much better than he was. Old Guo sneezed a few times at home. The faces of the 5 girls in the car were black. Old woman, don't go out for a walk later. We have guests coming. Old Guo's mouth had not closed since he received the phone call. His grandson was one of the 4 evils of Wu Castle. How could he not know? Then he got into a car accident. He went to the high school affiliated to Renmin University of China for only a month and became the first in the literary competition. Old Guo's intelligence work was very good. He was afraid that something would happen to Guo Pai, so he had his own people protect Guo Pai. Guo Pai's performance in the past month made Old Guo laugh in his sleep. You old men are coming to our house. Why should I join you? I'll go for a walk. You could do whatever you want. Old Guo said with a smile. Then go out for a walk. Anyway, little rascal will bring his girlfriend here. I'll get the kitchen to prepare dinner. I'll accompany my grandson and his girlfriend for a while. Old man Guo said with a smile. Old man, why did you say something so important only now? I'll go get changed. Old Guo walked quickly into the house with a happy face. Old man, what do you think of my clothes? After a short while, Mrs. Guo suddenly looked a few years younger. No, I can't change my clothes now. I have to make something delicious for little rascal. It's been a month, and this child doesn't even know to call home. After saying that, the old woman ran into the house. About an hour later, Guo Pai's group of 6 drove into the Guo villa. We're home. Come down. Guo Pai opened the door with a smile. The 5 girls got out of the car with a smile. The Guo villa was not small. Old Guo's wife arranged the dining table outside. Old Guo's wife heard the sound of the car and walked out with Old Guo. Little brat, it's been more than a month. Don't you know how to call home? Old Guo scolded with a smile. Come on in. Grandpa, Grandma, Guo Pai said loudly. What are you waiting for? Say hello. Hello, Grandpa, Grandma, the 5 girls said with a smile. Xiaoxi was excited. Yezi was shy. Yu was happy. Wei Wei was blushing. And Sun Lingling was graceful. Who is your girlfriend? Old Guo asked in a low voice. Ahem, all of them. There's one who hasn't come yet. She might be here soon. Guo Pai coughed and said, Little brat, I'll deal with you later. Come on in. Old Guo smiled and took Sun Lingling's hand to welcome the girls in. Little brat, you're much better than your father. Old Guo said with a smile. He was the happiest today. Brother bad guy, Sister Yua has woken up. Send us the address, and we'll be there soon. Nangong Lingma called Guo Pai and said. After about half an hour, Nangong Lingma and Yu arrived at Guo Pai's house. Yuer's appearance surprised Old Guo. The previous girls had already shocked Old Guo. Beautiful. Yes, they were more than beautiful. The 5 girls were all beautiful in Wu Castle. However, this girl named Yu was so beautiful that no one could be jealous of her. Little brat, I don't mind if these 6 girls are your girlfriends. Don't tell me that this girl is also your girlfriend. Old Guo pointed at Nangong Lingma and asked in a low voice. She's not my girlfriend now. If she's beautiful in a few years, I'll take her as well. Chapter 80. Little brat, you're not like your father at all. Tian was much more well-behaved than you were back then, Grandma Guo said with a smile. Grandma, I brought you so many granddaughters-in-law. Are you happy? Guo Pai looked at Grandma Guo and said with a smile, Let me eat something nice first. I smelled the aroma as soon as I entered the house. Little brat, Grandma Guo took Guo Pai's hand and led him to the dining table. Welcome, little friends. I hope you can come here often in the future. Treat yourself as your own home and eat well, Grandpa Guo said with a smile. Old man, hurry up and eat something and go to sleep. You're too serious here. Look, the little ones can't relax when you're here, Grandma Guo said with a smile. Cough, cough, cough. Who said that? When was I serious? Eat, eat, eat. Little brat, have I not scolded you since you recovered? Grandpa was said loudly. Grandma, you've made Grandpa angry again. It's not easy to have a meal together as a family. Our goal today is to eat and drink well. Guopai said with a smile. Grandpa, you must have heard that I have good wine here. I'm a little confused. You already know that I have good wine here, but you still haven't gotten the wine worm out of your stomach. Little brat, you're still talking about it? I heard from those old guys that you have good wine, and they kept asking me for it. You made me suffer. I didn't ask you for it, but you didn't take the initiative to give me some? Grandpa was said with a stare. Grandpa, this is Guopai's fault. I'm sorry. You said with a smile. I have a set of good wine glasses here. Let's drink with this today, and let the big bad guy have a good time. As she said that, you took out a set of crystal glasses like magic and placed them in front of everyone one by one. Little girl, this set of glasses is not simple. Grandpa picked up the glass and said while playing with it, Grandpa likes it. Let's leave it here after we finish our meal. Anyway, we'll come here often to eat in the future. Ewer said with a smile. This set of wine glasses was indeed not simple. Ewer had found them in the Luo Shang family's collection room in the United States. They were not ordinary items. Hee, then I won't stand on ceremony, Mr. was said with a smile. Damn, old man, instead of giving your granddaughter-in-law a greeting gift, you actually have the cheek to ask for your granddaughter-in-law's things. You really don't know shame when you're old. The old woman laughed and scolded. Grandma, look at what you're saying. You're making Grandpa embarrassed. We're a family, so there's no need to divide things between you and me. Ewer said with a smile. Guopai had already filled all the wine glasses. Grandpa, try this wine, Guopai said with a smile. Those old fogies made it sound like this wine of yours is something that only exists in the heavens and not in the mortal world. Let me try it. You can't fool me with other wines. As he spoke, Old Man Gua picked up the wine glass and drank it in one gulp. Brat, is your wine okay? What's wrong with your grandpa? Old Woman Gua asked softly when she saw her grandpa drink the wine in one gulp and then stare blankly into the distance without moving. The corners of his eyes were slightly red. He was actually crying. Grandma, it's nothing. Don't look at him. Let's drink and eat, Guopai said as he drank the wine in front of him in one gulp. The girls naturally knew the taste of the wine, so they didn't hurry to eat. Instead, they drank the wine in their own glasses first, afraid that Guopai would pour more wine for them later and they wouldn't be able to share enough. When Guopai and the girls finished the second glass of wine, Old Man Gua came back to his senses. Bad boy, am I your grandpa? Am I your biological grandpa? Old Man Gua said loudly. Why do I have such an unfilial grandson like you? Old Man Gua slammed the table and yelled. Old man, what are you talking about? Did you drink too much? Little bad, even let you drink such good wine. What are you talking about? Old Woman Gua also came back to her senses and yelled at Old Man Gua. Grandpa, what did I do wrong? You can tell me. You can't criticize me like this in front of my wife, right? Guopai looked at Old Man Gua and said with a smile. Brat, your father died early. Grandpa watched you grow up. Although I didn't discipline you well, I put down my pride and cleaned up your mess for you many times. Old Man Gua said loudly, I don't have any other hobbies, but I like to drink a little wine. You can take out wine to auction, but you didn't even let me try it first. Don't you think you're unfilial? Cough, cough, cough. You scared me. I thought it was something big. Guopai said with a smile. Grandpa, you should know that the affiliated high school only allows me to go home once a month. It's not that I don't have time. You see, I can go home for more than a month. I directly brought my wife here to see you, and you still say I'm unfilial. This makes me very sad. Don't say anything else. Pour the wine. Hurry up and pour the wine. Old Man Gua said loudly. These old guys are drinking to make me greedy. Now that my grandson is here, I can drink as much as I want. When Old Man Gua finished speaking, everyone laughed. The dinner was very enjoyable. Old Woman Gua left in the middle of the meal. With so many people here, she wanted to tidy up the place for her granddaughters-in-law. They were all young, so she couldn't let them sleep together. Otherwise, it would be inappropriate. Old Woman Gua muttered as she tidied up the room. Madam, the young master is so awesome. When other people bring home their girlfriends, they only bring one. The young master brought a car full of them, and they are all so beautiful. The Guo family's nanny said to old woman Guo with a smile. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, old woman Guo said with a proud smile. Old man Guo was really drunk. He held Guo Pai's hand and kept talking nonsense. In the end, he was helped into the room by Guo Pai and fell asleep. Little brat, go back to your room and sleep. Don't do anything bad. I know young people like you are very open-minded now, but the rules set by our ancestors can't be broken. What are you looking at? Go to sleep. Old woman Guo stared at Guo Pai and said. When the girls heard her words, their faces turned red. It was unknown whether it was because of the alcohol or because they were shy. Sleep? It was finally a full moon. Guo Pai, Yu and Nangong Ma didn't sleep. They sat cross-legged in the room and absorbed the relatively pure energy in the moonlight. Naughty boy, I know you're not asleep. I'm waiting for you in the study. Come here and let's talk. Guo Pai suddenly heard a voice while he was meditating. Old man Guo was calling him in the middle of the night. He didn't know why. Chapter 81. Grandpa, I don't think it's your style to disturb people's sleep in the middle of the night. Guo Pao stayed in the room for more than 10 minutes before he walked into the study. He saw that his grandfather had brewed a pot of tea and was drinking by himself. Little Bad, take a seat. Grandpa Guo looked at Guo Pai and said expressionlessly, Ghosty, the world in Wu Castle, pissed off the teacher in class, sold the best wine in the charity auction, became Master Yufeng's best friend, became famous in the one battle preliminaries, won over the Sun family at the hotel, won over the best contestant in the one battle competition, the daughter of the Murong family, the daughter of the Tang family, and the daughter of the Su family, the daughter of the Yu family, the prodigy of the Nangong family, and you Little Bad, are you really my useless grandson? Grandpa Guo looked at Guo Pai and said softly, Grandpa, do you want me to be your grandson or not? Do you think I'm better now or the way I was before? Guo Pai sat next to Grandpa Guo and took a sip of tea as he asked with a smile. The little bastard in the past only asked me to clean up his mess, but the little bastard now is making me worry. Grandpa Guo stood up slowly and said softly as he looked at the words written by Master Yufeng. Xiao Tian and Xiao Mei died early, and the old lady and I even wanted to die. But we can't die because we still have a grandson, Xiao Tian and Xiao Mei's son. Grandpa Guo continued, Wu Castle has 4 evils and 5 poisons. So what? He is Guo Tian's son and my grandson. I have sacrificed so much for the country, and as long as my grandson doesn't kill anyone, I will take care of it for him. You people who want to laugh at the Guo family better shut up. Grandpa Guo said loudly, Even if my grandson kills someone, I will take care of him because he is my grandson. Grandpa Guo slammed the table and said, I know I have caused a lot of trouble in the past few years, but I won't cause any more trouble for Grandpa. Guo Pai said with a smile, Trouble? It's no trouble at all, not to mention a small place like Wu Castle. Even if I go to Yanjing, what can trouble an old man like me? Guo Jingyang smiled and said, I don't want to look into what happened to little Tian and little Mei, but that doesn't mean I won't look into it. If you want the Guo family to have no descendants, then you have to pay the price. I thought Grandpa didn't know the cause of my parents' death. It turns out that nothing has escaped Grandpa's eyes, Guo Pai said softly. Little Bad, the tallest tree in the forest will be destroyed by the wind. Your current performance has really scared me. If you were still the same as before, I would continue to clean up after you until you have the ability to protect yourself. But now that you have shown off your abilities, I'm afraid those people will continue to attack, Guo Jingyang said softly. Grandpa, you know everything about me like the back of your hand. Don't you want to know where I got my abilities from? Guo Pai said with a smile. Huaxia is big and mysterious. There are some things that I can't know even if I want to know. If you don't want to tell me, I won't ask either. Guo Jingyang said with a smile. I don't think you will tell me the truth even if I ask. You will tell me that you were possessed by the heavenly soldiers and learned all these abilities. That's not interesting. Ahem, Grandpa, you sure have a good imagination. Hearing Guo Jingyang's words, Guo Pao coughed a few times. It was true that an old man who didn't die was a thief. The old man was able to guess most of his details just by casually talking about it. I won't let Grandpa worry about me anymore. Tell those people you sent to protect me to leave as well. If someone can really kill me, those people won't be able to protect me. Guopao said in a soft voice, "Here are 2 pills. Tomorrow morning, you and your grandmother will take them together. You should enjoy your blissful life and wait to hold your great-grandson." With that, Guopao placed a jade box on the table. "Huh, my grandson has grown up. He has really grown up," Guo Jingyang said with a smile. "If there is nothing else, I will go back to sleep. Grandpa, you can monitor other things, but you are monitoring your grandson and granddaughter-in-law while they are sleeping. Are you not afraid of growing corns?" "Ha!" Guo Pai finished the last cup of tea and walked out of the study with a smile. "You little brat," Guo Jingyang scolded with a smile. "Lei Feng, thank you for all these years. Tell those soldiers to go back. Little Bad is fine now. Yes, I will contact you if anything happens." After Guo Jingyang finished the tea in his cup, he made a call. It was Lei Feng from the Hua Xiao Military Region Headquarters. He had no military rank and was a late-stage Xiantian master. It is finally quiet. 8 soldiers, each stronger than Brother Yao. Grandpa really put in a lot of effort. Guopao smiled and said, "I can't cultivate today, but this full moon night can't be wasted. Sun Lingling's illness still needs to be treated." With that, Guopao gently opened the door to Sun Lingling's room and disappeared through the door. "You little brat, going to a girl's room in the middle of the night. Nothing good will happen." Guopai didn't expect his grandma to be awake and watch him enter Sun Lingling's room. "Can I really hold a great-grandson? Ah, that's good. Old Guo's family line will continue. It will be good to see Tian, or when he dies. Little Ling Ling, your husband is here." Guopai blew a strand of immortal qi into Sun Lingling's ears. Sun Lingling woke up immediately. She saw Guopai sitting in front of her bed with his upper body naked. Before she could react, his mouth was already on hers. "Big baddie, what are you doing instead of sleeping? Get out quickly. It won't be good if Grandma finds out," Sun Ling said shyly. "So what if she finds out? I'm here to treat your illness. This is serious business." Guopai crawled under the covers. After a while, the whole room was filled with the light of spring. "Sister Yuer, what's that sound outside?" Little Ling Mo woke up from his meditation and asked softly. Yuer's face was red. With a wave of her hand, she made the room soundproof. Little Ling Mo couldn't hear that kind of sound. "Little girl, cultivate properly. Don't be disturbed by the outside world," Yuer said softly. However, she was cursing in her heart. "Stud, bastard. You are a stud through and through. Ling, have a good rest. Today's treatment will end here. I'm going back to sleep." About 2 hours later, the sky was starting to brighten. Guopai put on his clothes and looked at the blushing Sun Ling with a smile. "Big baddie, you're leaving after bullying me." Sun Ling pouted. "Why don't we do it again? After that, we'll go out for breakfast. They will be jealous. When that happens, the harem will be in chaos. I'll be in trouble." Guopai said. A strand of immortal qi entered Sun Ling's body, and she fell asleep. Chapter 82. At 6 o'clock in the morning, Guopai came out of his room. He didn't waste his time the night before. His body was full of immortal energy, and he was in great spirits. "Bastard, don't you know how to mute your phone? Don't you know there are children in this house? Stud bastard." Guopai had just walked out of the mansion when he saw Yuer walking towards him. He originally wanted to flirt with Yuer, but he was scolded by Yuer early in the morning. Cough, cough, cough. "I didn't pay attention last night. Next time. Guopai said with a slightly red face. "I didn't think that our true monarch, exalted immortal, would blush. Say, if the Jade Emperor were to find out that you are hugging 2 beauties in the mortal realm, what kind of expression would he have? You, or sent Guo Shuai's secret vocal transmission? Yuer, please spare me. Every time you call me immortal monarch, I feel uncomfortable all over. Since we're in the lower realm, let's live according to the rules of the lower realm. Even if the heavenly river leaks, it has nothing to do with us." Guo Shuai transmitted his voice over. Are you jealous? This is all my fault. Let's find an auspicious day and settle this once and for all. Bastard stud. You finished scolding and turned towards Nangong Lingma, who was still doing morning exercises. You're still saying you're not jealous? I don't need to read minds to know you're jealous. Guopai looked at Yu's figure and smiled. Grandma, why are you up so early? Were you so excited last night that you couldn't sleep? Guopai saw his grandma around 7 o'clock and said with a smile. Little brat, you're not being honest at night. Old Gua said with a smile. When can I hold a great-grandson? Cough, cough, cough. Grandma, what are you looking at instead of sleeping at night? Yesterday, Guopao felt that someone was looking at him, but he didn't expect it to be his grandmother. He said with a hint of helplessness. Bad boy. Ask them to have breakfast together. After breakfast, you young people can do whatever you want. I don't think you can stay at home for long. Madame Gua said with a smile. Bad guy bro, where's Sister Ling Ling? Is she still asleep? I'll go get her. Tang, she said with a smile when she saw that Ling Ling was still in bed. There's no need. Lin Ling said she wasn't feeling well yesterday. She might need to sleep a little longer, Guopai said with a smile. Then all the more reason for us to go and take a look. This time, it was Yu who spoke. Without waiting for Guopai's response, she pulled Tang Shi and Su Yi towards Ling Ling's room. Guopai shook his head as he watched the women run into Ling Er's room. My good Yu, it seems that if I want the harem to be stable, I will have to take you in first. Sister Ling Ling, bad guy bro, said you were sick. Are you okay? The door was locked, but Yu pushed it open with a gentle touch. Tang, she was the first to enter and asked softly. Sick? No, I'm fine. You guys go out first. I'll go out right away. Sun Ling Ling said with a hint of shyness. How could she not be shy? Under the blanket, she was very meticulous. It was all big bad guy's fault for tormenting her in the middle of the night. She didn't wake up in the morning and was laughed at by these sisters. Sister Ling Ling, what is this? You're so open, sleeping naked. Yu saw a small underwear on the floor and said to Sun Ling Ling with a smile. Cough, cough, cough. You guys go out quickly. I'm going to change. Go out quickly. Even though Sun Ling Ling was older than them by 2 years, she still couldn't help but blush when these little sisters saw her personal items. Sister Ling Ling is shy. Let's go out. Yu said with a smile. Sister Ling Ling, did Big Bad Guy come to find you last night? Go change. We are all girls, so there's no need to be afraid. Yu said as if she wanted to see the world in chaos. Little sister Yu I beg you, don't say any more. You guys go out first. Sun Ling Ling's face was completely red as she said softly. Let's go out. Sister Ling Ling is shy. Yu said as she led the girls out of Ling Ling's room. Bad guy, who told you to do bad things at night? The world is so interesting. Little she, don't be sad. So you looked at Tang, she who was smiling, and said softly. What's there to be sad about? Little Yi, don't make wild guesses. Let's go eat. Tang, she pulled Su Yi to the living room. There were all kinds of snacks on the table. Little Bad, come here. Just as everyone was about to eat, old Madame Wu waved her hand at Guopai from the other side of the living room. Look, doesn't Grandma look a lot younger than before? Sun Ling Ling, who had just sat down, said softly. Of course. Bad guy gave Grandma the youth-retaining pill. You guys should have eaten it too. The moment old Madame Wu appeared, Yu felt a trace of immortal energy. Aside from the pills in the sky, she must have taken Guopai's pill. She looked a lot younger. It must be the youth-retaining pill. When the girls heard Yu's words, they all nodded. Only Nangong Lingma looked at Yu in shock. Sister, is there really such a thing as the youth-retaining pill? Big brother bad guy can make it himself? Can you give me one too? Nangong Lingma said in a low voice. Little Lingma, you're too young. You can't take the youth-retaining pill now. But bad guy must have a suitable pill for you. But according to the rules of our sect, we can't give it to you casually. Yu said with a smile. Is it only if I become bad guy's wife that you can give it to me? Then I will agree to be his wife. Nangong Lingma said loudly. Suddenly, the girls laughed. What are you laughing about? I'm serious. I also want to eat those delicious pills. Nangong Lingma said loudly. Grandma, what's the matter? You're being so mysterious. Guopai looked at old Madame Gua and said with a smile. He naturally knew what happened to old Madame Gua. After taking the youth-retaining pill, her body suddenly changed so much. She must have been shocked. What kind of pill did you give me and my old man? Look at me. I'm so much younger now. How can I go out now? Those old friends won't recognize me. Old Madame Gua said excitedly. Does this pill have any side effects? Will it rebound? Will I return to my old appearance tomorrow? Grandma, do you want to return to your old appearance or your current appearance? Guopai asked with a smile. Of course I want to return to my current appearance. Women always want to be beautiful. Old Madame Gua said with a smile. Then I am afraid you will be disappointed. Guopai said with a serious face, because this pill can only make you look like this for 50 years at most. After 50 years, you will start to age slowly. Oh, I see. I know it can't always be like this. 50 years. I'm 78 years old. 50 years, brat. Are you looking for a beating? Old Madame Gua said with a smile. Then she ran into the room. Old man, go shopping with me later. I want to buy new clothes. I didn't know how to dress up before. Now I want to dress up beautifully, or I will be laughed at by my granddaughter-in-law. When the girls were eating, they suddenly heard old Madame Gua's loud voice in the room. Suddenly, they all laughed again. Chapter 83. Brother Bad, I'm Lu Chuang. Are you free today? Come out and have a chat. The Qin family has basically settled all the bets on the forum. You're the only one left. I want to talk to you. Guo Pao answered Lu Chuang's call and said with a hint of excitement on the other side of the phone. Maybe not today. How about tomorrow? Let's meet at the Western restaurant in front of the school at 10 a.m. Guo Pai said, Okay, let's meet tomorrow. Lu Chuang said with a smile. How much do you guys know about Lu Chuang, or the Lu family? After breakfast, Guo Pai called Master Yufeng to have lunch at his house. Now, Guo Pai was chatting with a beauty on the balcony of his house. You met Lu Tiangang during the competition. He is the foundation of the entire Lu family. The main power of the Lu family is in the military. Lu Tiangang is the commander of the military region in Wu Castle. Even the first minister has to give him some face. Yu said with a smile. Bad guy, you can actually call someone and ask him to give you some advice. Sun Ling said with a smile. Pretty wife, who should I call? Guo Pai asked with a smile. Li Yao, Soldier King Li Yao. The relationship between the Li family and the Lu family is very good. You can ask your brother Li Yao. Sun Ling said with a smile. I forgot about that. Brother, Yao must have suffered some losses in the United States. I just want to comfort him. Guo Pai smiled and dialed Li Yao's number. Brother Yao, did you come back alive? Guo Pai heard that Li Yao's side was in a mess, so he asked loudly. Why did you call me? I haven't come back yet. I'm on the way to sneak out. I've already left the United States. Li Yao said loudly. I have to thank you. If it weren't for your pills, I would have stayed in the United States. Why did you call me this time? Tell me, my satellite phone's battery won't last long. I want to ask you about someone. Lu Chuang. How is he? Guo Pai asked with a smile. What's wrong? He seems to be in the same school as you. Did he offend you? If they provoke you, just beat them up, but don't kill them, otherwise, even Big Brother won't be able to protect you. Li Yao said loudly. I might have to cooperate with the Lu family soon. Big Brother, do you have any good suggestions? Guo Pai didn't hide anything and asked directly. If you can, try your best to do the Lu family a favor. In the future, in Huaxia, the Lu family will be of use in many ways. As for the negotiation, you can give your second brother a call. I think he will be happy to help. That's it. I have a call coming in. I'm hanging up. Li Yao did not wait for Guo Pai to speak and hung up the phone. Guo Pai smiled and dialed Jia Yuan's phone. Jia Yuan guessed the matter and directly promised Guo Pai that he would go to the school tomorrow to find him. Brother Yao, I will have a cooperation with your fourth brother tomorrow. Big Brother, give me a suggestion. This is the phone that my father asked me to call you. Don't fool me. Li Yao hung up Guo Pai's phone and picked up a call from Lu Chuang using the military line. Tell Grandpa Lu that this brother of mine is very good. If you sincerely cooperate, you will benefit endlessly in the future. At the very least, Grandpa Lu can drink a few more rounds of the wine that he drank with my old man at my house last time. You can handle your own matters. The battery is out of battery. I'm hanging up. Liao directly hung up the phone. Grandpa, what are you going to do tomorrow? Lu Chuang put down the phone and asked softly when he saw that his father's eyes were closed. Liao, this stinking brat. I will teach him a lesson when he comes back. Lu Tiangang opened his eyes and said with a smile, You call your fourth uncle and ask him to help transfer the Qin family's business to Guopai as much as possible. Grandpa, didn't you promise that you would help him keep the Qin family's business the other day when Grandpa Qin came to our house? Lu Chuang asked confusedly. Your grandpa is craving for wine. Is this reason okay? Get out of here. After saying that, Lu Tiangang walked into the house, leaving Lu Chuang with a blank face. Damn, what kind of attitude is that? I was the one who found Guopai first. You are the one who gets rid of the donkey the moment it leaves the millstone. Lu Chuang said indignantly. Craving for wine? The older you get, the more cunning you become. Stinking brat, after you talk with Guopai tomorrow, go to Camp A. I think you're not interested in studying here. Go to Camp A and have some fun. Lu Tiangong's voice sounded. Lu Chuang shouted loudly, I won't go. He ran away as if he was running away. The next morning, before 9 o'clock, the big fatty Jia Yuan appeared on the campus of affiliated high school. Because Guopai had told Li Wei in advance, Li Wei did not stop this big fatty who did not look like a good person. Li Wei already knew about Guopai's background. In addition, Guopai was now a famous person in affiliated high school. Li Wei was now very proud of the conflict he had with Guopai in the past. Lao Si, no wonder you can stay in school for so long. There's so many beautiful girls. I can't be a student. I have to ask if there's a shortage of teachers here. I want to be a teacher in affiliated high school. Jia Yuan sighed and said, Second brother, there are only a few pieces of pure land left in Wu Castle. Don't come and ruin it, okay? Guopai said with a serious face. Damn, you, a teenager who has turned over a new leaf, can become a hero in affiliated high school. Can a young man like me come to affiliated high school to be a teacher? By the way, my English and math are good. I can teach you both. Jia Yuan said with a smile. Ahem, let's go, second brother. Let's get down to business first. Guopai pulled Jia Yuan out of the school. The two of them ordered some food at a Western restaurant and waited for Lu Chuang's arrival. Bad bro, brother Yuan, you guys came so early. We're late. Lu Chuang walked in front, followed by a middle-aged man. When they entered the restaurant, they saw Guopai and Jia Yuan sitting in the hall. Lu Qingsong, little Chuang's uncle. Why don't we go to a private room? The man behind Lu Chuang said with a smile. Oh, it's the fourth master of the Lu family. This is just a small matter. We can talk in the hall. Jia Yuan said with a smile. The matter of nearly 100 billion was brushed aside by Jia Yuan. They found a new table and sat down. Bad guy, the Qin family has already compensated everyone else. Only you and I are left. 100 billion for you and 5 billion for me. This is the report of the Qin family's remaining assets. There is about 73 billion left. Take a look. Lu Chuang said as he put a file in front of Guopai. Brother Yuan, you could talk to little Chuang's fourth uncle. Little Chuang and I will go over there and talk alone. Guopai said as he pulled Lu Chuang to the side. Bad guy, if you have something to say, just say it. Lu Chuang said with a smile. It's nothing. I heard about you from Brother Yao. Your physical fitness is good, but if you want to reach the Xiantian realm, you need luck. Guopai said with a smile. Fourth uncle, just give all the Qin family's assets to Brother Yuan. Bad guy, 100 billion. This is not enough. Lu Chuang was stunned for a moment before he said loudly to Lu Qingsong. Haha, smart people. I like to be friends with smart people. Chapter 84. Little Chuang, don't you need to discuss this with your grandpa? Lu Qingsong frowned and asked. Grandpa said that I will take full responsibility for this matter. Fourth uncle, don't worry. I will take full responsibility. Lu Chuang said with a smile. Your fourth uncle should be around 40 years old. Why is he childless? Guopai's eyes fell on Lu Qingsong and asked with a smile. Bad guy, you are really a god. You could even see this? Lu Chuang was stunned and said loudly. Bad guy, I can guess your situation. You must be a disciple of some secluded sect. You can't help my fourth uncle. Secluded sect? Ha ha, brother, You have a rich imagination. I have to help your fourth uncle because of your face. Let's go, Guo Pai said with a smile. What? Little Chuang, are you serious? Lu Song heard Lu Chuang's words, and his whole body trembled. He and his wife had been married for 13 years, but they couldn't have children. They went to hospitals all over the country, but his wife's belly didn't show any signs of swelling. They couldn't even do a test tube baby. This was a big stone in Lu Song's heart. Although his career was thriving and he and his wife were very loving, something was always missing. Bad brother, I am not afraid of you laughing at me for keeping Song. My wife and I have thought of all the ways. Only you can let me, Lu Song, have my own child. Tell me what you want. Lao Lu can do it. I will not hesitate, Lu Song said loudly. All the diners in the Western restaurant had their eyes fixed on them. Fourth Uncle Lu, your brother made my second brother, and little Chuang's face black. With that, Guo Pai put his hand on Lu Song's wrist. In fact, it didn't need to be so troublesome. He could see Lu Song's problem at a glance. Lu Song had a congenital deficiency, and he already had a way to treat it in his heart. Little brother Guo, no. Bad brother, no, Guo Pai. How is it? Is there any way? Lu Song asked nervously. I went to the Xinyuan family. The master of the Xinyuan family said that I was congenitally deficient and could not be cured. You're fine. It's just that little tadpole has a congenital deficiency. This illness. Guo Pai shook his head gently. Bad guy, don't you have a way? Lu Chuang asked nervously. I can give it a try, but I'm not 100% sure, Guo Pai said softly. As long as there's hope, that's all that matters. How confident are you, nephew Guo Pai? Lu Song asked in a low voice. Waiter, bring me a piece of paper. Guo Pai said to the waiter standing next to him. Find a way to find all the things on this paper. If you can't find all of them, I'm only 90% sure. If you can find all of them, Uncle Lu Si, get ready to carry your son. I can't thank you enough. You guys continue chatting. I'll go find the things first. Lu Song ran out of the restaurant as if he had found a life-saving straw. Bad guy, are you sure that Uncle Lu's illness can be cured? Lu Chuang asked with a hint of worry. You're afraid that the greater the hope, the greater the disappointment. Your Uncle Lu can't take such a big blow. Guo Pai asked with a smile. Don't worry. Once you find all the things, ask your Uncle Lu to come to me. Not only do I want to give your Uncle Lu a child, but I also want to give them a boy and a girl. Fourth brother, if you really have this skill, you can treat me when the time comes. I want two at once, Jia Yuan said softly. Ha! Second brother, I'm afraid you can't do it because you're destined to have 3 sons. Guo Pai said with a smile. 3 at once. Brother Yuan, do you believe me? Ha! Fourth brother, you've learned how to make fun of your brother. If I really have 3 sons, you can drive any car in my garage. Damn it, Jia Yuan said loudly. However, 3 years later, when Guo Pai gave away the cars in Jia Yuan's garage one by one, Jia Yuan was holding the baby and changing the baby's diaper with a long face. Bad guy, the Xiantian realm you mentioned just now? Do you really have a way? Lu Chuang asked while rubbing his hands. When Brother Yao comes back, you two can do it together. The Xiantian realm is just the beginning for Wu Xiao. You're still young. Just practice hard, Guo Pai said with a smile. Guo Pai, I know you've returned to school. Why didn't you come to class? Just as they were chatting, Guo Pai's phone rang. Lin Shuang said loudly on the other end of the phone. In the morning, she saw Guo Pai and Jia Yuan appear on campus. Lin Shuang knew Jia Yuan. Back then, this fatty even had bad intentions towards her, but he didn't succeed. Now that her student Guo Pai had turned over a new leaf, she didn't expect him to be with Jia Yuan again. She subconsciously wanted to draw a line between Guo Pai and Jia Yuan. Wei didn't tell you that I took a day off today. Guo Pai was stunned and said softly, Miss Lin, do you miss me? Don't worry, I'll definitely return to school in the afternoon. I'll treat you then. After saying that, Guo Pai hung up the phone without waiting for Lin Shuang to say anything else. Bastard, big bastard. How dare you hang up on me? I'm so angry, Lin Shuang said loudly in the office. Fourth brother, to be honest, I'm jealous of you now. I also chased after your Miss Lin in the past, but in the end, let's not talk about it. I hope you can get her. She's definitely the best. Jia Yuan shook his head and said, Second brother, she's your sister-in-law from now on. If you dare to have any ideas about her, I can guarantee that you won't be able to conceive. Ha ha, Guo Pai said with a smile. As for the Qin family's assets, second brother, please help me deal with it first. I'm not short of money anyway. If I need anything, I'll ask you directly. I'm going to school. I'm worried about being with the four evils of Wu Castle. I'm leaving. F***CK. I was called one of the four evils of Wu Castle because of you. Fourth brother, just you wait. When Brother Yao comes back, we'll deal with you together, Jia Yuan said loudly as he looked at Guo Pai's back. Brother Yuan, all the information about the Qin family is here. If you need anything, just ask my fourth uncle. I'm going to school too, Lu Chuang said with a smile. F***CK. Do you also think that you'll lose face if you follow me? Jia Yuan scolded loudly. Pay for the meal. I don't have any money on me. At noon, Guo Pai accompanied a few girls to eat in the restaurant. They talked and laughed. Guo Pai once again felt that life in the human world was really comfortable. The heavens, F***CK, the heavens. Even if they wanted to go, I won't go back. However, just as this thought appeared in his mind, he felt a chill at the back of his head. His heart couldn't help but tighten. Nephew Shuai, I found all the things you wanted. When will you be able to treat my infertility? Guo Shuai's phone rang. As soon as he picked it up, he heard Lu Qingsong's Uncle Lu Si shouting over the phone. Haha, bad guy brother, when did you start treating infertility? Chapter 85. Cough, cough, cough. Uncle Lu Si, can you keep your voice down? Guo Pai coughed a few times and said with a smile, just give the things to Lu Chuang. 3 days. After 3 days, just go and get the medicine from Lu Chuang. Nephew, why don't you take a look and see if these things are correct? If they aren't, just tell me immediately. Lu Qingsong said softly on the other end of the phone. If the medicine is ready, just give me a call and I'll come get it. I can't give it to Lu Chuang. He's sometimes unreliable. Achoo, achoo. Who's thinking of me? Lu Chuang, who was resting in his dorm room, sneezed a few times and mumbled to himself. Okay, I'll contact Uncle Lu Chuang when the time comes. Just give the things to Lu Chuang. If there's anything wrong, I'll contact you again, Guo Pai said with a smile. Those things actually didn't have much to do with curing Lu Qingsong's illness, but he had to put on a good show no matter what. However, Guo Pai didn't expect Lu Qingsong to be able to gather the 36 herbs that he had written down so quickly. Okay. Then I won't disturb you anymore. If there's anything, just tell me. No need to be polite, Lu Qingsong said with a smile. 3 days. If I can really cure my illness in 3 days, I'll be able to take a walk with my child on this day next year. Ha! In the Lu family's courtyard, Lu Qingsong was talking to himself and laughing loudly. The servants were all dumbfounded. Master Lu Si hadn't been so happy in a long time. Little Ling Ma, Yer told me about you. Take a good look at this book. If there's anything you don't understand, just ask Yer directly. On the path of cultivation, pay attention to your foundation, Guo Pai said as he handed Nangong Lingma a book that wasn't too thick. It was emitting the fragrance of ink. Big brother baddie, this book was written by you. Is it okay? You can't trick me. Nangong Lingma excitedly took the book Guo Pai handed over and whispered. The words cultivation's great harmony on the cover were clearly written by Guo Pai. Nangong Lingma asked worriedly. Cough, cough. The sect has rules. Some things cannot be divulged to outsiders. I wrote a copy for you. You can cultivate without worry, Guo Pai said with a smile. It can't be spread. Can't I just marry you? Look at how cute I am now. When I grow up, I definitely won't lose out to Sister Yer. If I marry you, we'll be on the same side, Nangong Lingma said loudly. Ah, that's right. If you marry this big baddie, all the unique skills of our sect can be passed on to you. Little Lingma, when the time comes, the #1 expert in Huaxia's special ability group will be yours. What special ability martial arts competition? What hidden sect? None of them will be your opponent, Yer said with a laugh. The other girls also held their stomachs and laughed. What are you laughing at? I'm serious. I'm not going to talk to you guys anymore, Nangong Lingma said with his eyes wide open. Big brother Batty, this matter is settled. I'll read this book you wrote first. After a few days, you can bring the original copy over. I don't want to practice it wrong. After saying that, Nangong Lingma walked towards the dormitory. Classmate Guopai, come to my office in the afternoon. I have something important to tell you. After Guopai separated from the girls, he received a text message from Lin Xuan. The corner of Guopai's mouth slightly smiled, but his right eyelid inexplicably twitched. Disaster? That's impossible. Forget about a few days ago. Nothing happened recently. Lin Xuan didn't have any classes in the afternoon, so she stayed in her office. She felt that she needed to talk to Guopai and ask him to draw a clear line between him and Jia Yuan. When she thought of Jia Yuan's lecherous eyes, she couldn't help but want her good student to stay away from this guy. Teacher, your takeout. Lin Xuan was stunned. She didn't seem to have ordered any takeout. Why would there be a delivery person delivering food to her? Hello, can you check if there's a mistake? I didn't order any food, Lin Xuan said with a smile. Language team, Lin Xuan. Are you teacher Lin Xuan? If you are, then there's no mistake. A male student ordered this from the restaurant, the delivery person said. Okay, thank you. Lin Xuan signed a receipt and took the food into the house. She felt that the delivery person just now looked a little familiar, but she couldn't remember where she had seen him before. A male student ordered this? Could be Guopai. I think he said that he would look for me in the afternoon. Lin Xuan thought about the phone call she had with Guopai in the morning. She was even more certain of her guess. Knock, knock, knock. Not long after the delivery person left, Guopai appeared at the door of Lin Xuan's office. This time, he didn't barge in directly. Guopai knocked on the door a few times. Come in, Lin Xuan said softly. Guopai appeared in front of her. Teacher Lin, you haven't eaten yet? I'm not full either. I ordered so much food. Let's eat together. Guopai didn't stand on ceremony. He sat directly opposite Lin Xuan and took out a glass of lemonade from the bag to drink. Rascal. You don't want to admit that you bought the food? Lin Xuan thought to herself. However, she couldn't help but blush at the thought of eating in the office with her own student, a male student at that. Teacher Lin, drink this hot one. You can't drink cold food these days, Guopai said with a smile as he handed a cup of hot milk tea to Lin Xuan. How did you know? Lin Xuan's face turned red. She couldn't drink cold food since her good friend was visiting. Didn't I tell you that I'm going to treat your illness? Ha! Guopai said with a smile. However, before he could finish his sentence, an ominous feeling appeared in his mind. He felt that there was something wrong with the lemonade he just drank. Teacher Lin, don't drink anymore. Who gave you this? There's something wrong with it, Guopai said softly as he looked at Lin Xuan. Isn't this the delivery you ordered? What's wrong with it? Lin Xuan said as she looked at Guopai. Then, she suddenly felt a heat coming from her lower abdomen. Her eyes instantly blurred. Guopai, I can't assassinate you. I can't beat you either. If you don't let me, Qin Yulong live, I'll destroy your reputation, the delivery boy said as he took off his clothes. Who else could it be but Qin Yulong? You should thank me. Since you like beautiful women, I'll find you a beautiful woman. Teacher Lin Xuan is the most beautiful teacher in our school. Teacher Lin Xuan, I'm sorry. If you want to blame someone, blame Guopai. The Qin family's old ancestor, Qin Batian, sold off all the assets of the Qin family that could be sold. In the end, he was still far from the total amount that Qin Yulong had to lose. Helpless, he went to Lu Tiangang and left the matter unsettled. The main culprit was, of course, Qin Yulong. Not to mention others, the people of the Qin family had been looking for Qin Yulong ever since they knew that they had to pay. Qin Yulong himself also knew that if he dared to show up, he would be dead for sure. Therefore, he had been hiding in Fuzhong High School. You urine, Gua scoundrel. Let's see if you can really do that. Qin Yulong had been waiting for an opportunity. In the end, he really got it. He used his computer skills to use Lin Xuan's number to make an appointment with Guopai. Then, he went to a fast food restaurant to get a delivery with asterisk asterisk. He succeeded. Teacher Lin, I know that you're delirious. I'm delirious too, Guopai said with a trembling voice as he hugged Lin Xuan tightly. We've been poisoned. Strictly speaking, it's asterisk asterisk. I can't force this asterisk out of our bodies. Guopai continued, if we don't want to die, we have to do some adult things. Also, Teacher Lin, I love you. Guopai, take me. Chapter 86. Guopai released his divine sense and felt Qin Yulong's presence. He waved his hand and brought Lin Shuang into his gourd. Then, he released his immortal qi, and the clothes on his body disappeared without a trace. Shuang, I wanted to give you a perfect start, but I'm afraid I can't this time. I love you. With that, Guopai let go of Lin Shuang. Lin Shuang took the initiative and pushed Guopai to the ground. Then, the two started the most primitive passion. 15,000 words omitted. Sister Yu, what's wrong? You seem a little uneasy. Nangongling Ma finished reading the chapter of cultivation and couldn't understand some parts. He wanted to ask you, but found that you was frowning and asked softly. Something happened to the big bad guy, but I can't figure out what happened. Just now, I felt his immortal qi fluctuation. Such a big fluctuation, something must have happened. You said softly. Then what should we do? We have to think of a way to save him. Nangongling Ma said nervously. Sister Ling Ma, with the bad guy's strength, it's a piece of cake for someone who can put him in a difficult situation to deal with us. We can only resign ourselves to fate. After you finished speaking, she closed her eyes again. Bad guy, you can't have something happen to you when I just arrived in the human world. After about 2 hours, Guopai regained consciousness. Lin Shuang also regained consciousness, but after being tormented for 2 hours, she fainted. Damn it, my immortal energy is no match for the aphrodisiac. If I had this thing with me in the heavenly court, who would I be afraid of in the future? Guopao looked at the naked Lin Shuang and then at himself and said helplessly, but this dual cultivation method is in line with the great Tao. The immortal qi in my body has improved so much. Teacher Lin Shuang, from now on, there is no more Teacher Lin Shuang. From now on, you are my wife. Guopao said. A strand of immortal energy entered Lin Shuang's body. Lin Shuang slowly opened his eyes. There's no need to cover it up. I've already seen what I should and shouldn't see, Guopai said with a smile. Turn around, I want to put on my clothes, Lin Shuang said with a red face. Big baddie, how am I supposed to wear my clothes now that you've torn them to this extent? Where am I? Are there any more clothes? Other than her underwear, the rest of her clothes have been torn to shreds. Make do with this first. Guopai tossed a robe to Lin Shuang. Let me show you something. After saying that, Guopai waved his hand, and a scene that was not suitable for children appeared in the air. It was the scene of the two of them being passionate. Lin Shuang had completely taken the initiative, causing Lin Shuang's face to turn red again. I'm not letting you see this because I'm running away from something. This happened because of me, so I'll be responsible for you. Guopai said softly, be my woman, and I'll give you happiness. Little brat, how can you give me happiness? I'll be your woman. What about Wei Wei? What about Tang Shi and Su Yi? What about Yu Yuer and Sun Lingling? Will they all be your women? Lin Shuang asked softly. Yes, they'll all be my women. Guopai said seriously. Lin Shuang, think about it carefully. I won't force anyone, but I like you. I've liked you since the first time I saw you. You don't know me yet. I think you'll only truly know me when you fully understand me. It's not as simple as you think, Lin Shuang whispered. My name is Lin Shuang. I'm a head teacher of grade 1 class 1 at affiliated high school. I'm Guopai's teacher. However, I'm also the eldest daughter of the Lin family and the fiancée of Gu Lai from the Gu family in the capital. If you want me to be your woman, you'll be slapping the Gu family in the face. No one can protect you. How do I get out of here? Let me out. The Gu family? Guopai muttered to himself. He found some information about the Gu family from Guopai's memories. The Gu family was the Wuxiu family of Huaxia. The head of the Gu family, Gu Gulei, was the leader of Huaxia's special ability group. His status was equal to the #1 chief. You're already my woman, and you'll always be my woman. No matter if it's the Gu family or any other family, they have no right to interfere. Since you're not married to Gu Lai yet, just cancel the engagement with him. When we get out, I'll go to the Gu family and settle this matter, Guo Pai said. With a wave of his hand, the two appeared in Lin Shuang's office again. Student, teacher, principal, this Guo Pai seems to have been specially approved by you to enter the affiliated high school of Takashi University. How could he do such a thing? Aren't you going to do anything? Qin Yulong said loudly outside the office. Guo Pai could already feel that the door was full of people. They can't come in? Lin Shuang asked softly. You don't have to worry about it. Leave the rest to me, Guo Pai said. With a wave of his hand, the taboo in the room opened the office door. You guys wait outside. I'll go in, Li Xuanyu said loudly as he walked into Lin Shuang's office. Old man, let them all in. Otherwise, there'll be more crazy talk later, Guo Pai said with a smile. Brat, what are you doing in teacher Lin Shuang's office? Why is the door locked? What happened? Li Xuanyu asked. Visiting the teacher when there's a problem with my studies seems to be in line with the school's rules, Guo Pai said with a smile. May I know why the principal and all of you are here? Why is the door locked? We've been knocking on the door for an hour. Why won't you open the door? Director Shui asked with a trace of doubt. If Guo Pai really had a problem, he would have to bear the responsibility. The lock is broken. That's why we can't open the door for you, Guo Pai said softly. Teacher Lin, I remember you were wearing a formal suit in the afternoon. I don't know when you changed to a robe. This robe doesn't look like yours, right? Qin Yulong stuck his head out and asked loudly. You know what you and Guo Pai did in the office? Shameless. Pa! No one saw clearly that 5 bloody handprints appeared on Qin Yulong's face and 4 of his teeth fell out. We know what we did. You should know what you did too, right? Guo Pai said with narrowed eyes. Looks like good people are easy to bully. When I was called one of the 4 pests of Wu Castle, no one dared to shit and piss on my head like this. What are you looking at? Are you looking to see if I'm Teacher Lei? Can't you see the situation in front of you? Get lost. If you don't want to die, get lost. Guo Pai shouted. The group of people behind Li Xuanyu all ran away in the blink of an eye. Little Lin, there are no outsiders here. What happened? Tell me. Li Xuanyu ignored Guo Pai and looked at Lin Shuang. Nothing much. I'm sick and Guo Pai has medicine. I asked him to treat me. That's all. Lin Shuang said casually. Principal Li, what do you think happened? It's good that you're fine. Since you're fine, we're leaving too. Li Xuanyu said with a bitter smile. Although Lin Shuang was wearing a robe, her hair was a little messy. A male student and a female teacher stayed in the same room for almost 2 hours. This was not normal. Old Li, being a student is boring. I won't cause you any trouble. Tomorrow, Guo Pai from Wu Castle will no longer be a student of Wu Castle Affiliated High School, Guo Pai said loudly. Goodbye, Wu Castle Affiliated High School. Chapter 87. Bad guy, what's going on? Li Xuanyu had just stepped out when you arrived at Lin Shuang's office. She looked at Lin Shuang in her long robe, then at Guo Pai, who was beaming with joy, and asked softly, It's just as you think. There's one more person in my harem, Guo Pai said with a smile. You won't be jealous, right? Bastard, you're still joking at a time like this, Yu said as she punched Guo Pai. In the span of 2 hours, your immortal energy leaked out and then completely disappeared. Something big must have happened. Did someone come down from above to cause trouble for you? You were asked through voice transmission this time. It's a long story. You should have felt that my immortal energy has improved quite a bit. If we have time tonight, let's try to open that gourd again. I'm leaving Fuzhong High School tomorrow, Guo Pai said telepathically. You're going to wipe your ass and leave after taking advantage of Teacher Lin. You could naturally tell that Teacher Lin Shuang's long robe was Guo Pai's. She could also feel that Teacher Lin Shuang was no longer a virgin, and the big bad guy in front of her was the main culprit. Cough, cough, cough. It's really not what you think. Guo Pai shook his head helplessly. See you tonight. 100 years in the human world is fine. We should seal our immortal energy and enjoy these 100 years. All right, see you tonight. You should spend some time with your harem concubine. No matter what you do, there's still one queen in the harem. Humph. With that, you walked out of Lin Shuang's office. Your girlfriend is already here. Why aren't you leaving? Lin Shuang asked Guo Pai. She wanted to move, but a piercing pain in her lower body made her sit on the chair obediently. Whether you want to be my woman or not is not up to you. Guopai looked at Lin Shuang and said with a smile, take this and you won't feel any pain. Take care of your health. In 3 months, I will formally propose marriage to your Lin family. At that time, I want to see who dares to stop me. After saying that, Guopai walked out of Lin Shuang's office. He was wearing a long robe, looking very suave. Guopai, what kind of person are you? Lin Shuang said softly as she looked at Guopai's back. Have you heard? Guopai, the champion of our Wen battle and the #1 of Wu Castle, is actually having an affair with teacher Lin Shuang. Ever since Guopai had left the office, he had been hearing all sorts of rumors about him. What's wrong with having an affair? Bad guy is so handsome and teacher Lin is so beautiful. They are a perfect match, classmate A said. Of course, it's nothing if bad guy and teacher Lin are together. But you have to think about the others. Muron Weiwei, Tang Shi, Su Yi, Yu Yu Yu, and the new goddess of affiliated high school, Chang Xiaoyu. I think senior son Ling Ling is also in an ambiguous relationship with bad guy, classmate B said softly. I heard that this time, bad bro got carried away by Ms. Lin Shuang's beauty, so classmate C said, do you want to die? How can bad guy be that kind of person? Beat him up. After saying that, a few of them beat up classmate Bing Hai. Let's have dinner together. Gather at Master Lu's place. Muron Weiwei, Tang Shi, and the others received Guopai's message at the same time. He was leaving the school and had to settle down as women. Bad guy, is there anything wrong? Guopai's phone rang, and Qian Duo asked softly. With Qian Duo's personality, he most likely guessed something because Guopai didn't know that the discussion on the forum had already spread like wildfire. There's nothing wrong. You can call Daju and 6th Master Ren to gather here, Guopai said with a smile. The afternoon in affiliated high school was no different from before, but if one carefully thought about it, there was a trace of a different atmosphere. Qin Yulong was hiding in the dormitory. The brothers who used to be his brothers were now like passers-by. Class 1's classroom had lost its former catharsis. Gang Z, do you think the discussion on the forum is true? Could it be that bad guy really? A student sitting at the back of Class 1 whispered. Pa, don't be fooled by what others say. Do you think bad guy is someone you and I could talk about? The boy named Gang Z slapped the boy's head and said loudly. Gang Z's name was Lin Gang. When Guopai first came to Class 1, he didn't like this kind of second-generation rich kid. They didn't have much interaction. Lin Gang lived with his mother in a single-parent family. Boil these herbs in 3 bowls of water into 1 bowl. Take them once in the morning and once in the evening. Take them 7 times in a row and your mother's illness should be cured. 1 month later, Lin Gang and Guopai met by chance in the city. Guopai brought new hope to the mother and son of the Lin family who had given up hope. He was in the late stage of stomach cancer. Within a week, he created a miracle in the medical field. Stop talking. Miss Lin is here. Lin Shuang appeared in the classroom. All the students looked at her, hoping to get some information about what happened at noon from her. Guopai is a good student. Whether he is a student of Class 1 or not, I think so. No matter what happens, I hope you can do the same as me. Stand in the position of your classmate Guopai and do whatever you want, Lin Shuang said softly, then walked out. No matter what happens to bad guy, I will support bad guy. Gang Z stood up and said softly. Most of the students in the class agreed. Guopai had been in school for less than 2 months, but he was quite popular. Little you haven't eaten here for a while. Guopai was the first one to arrive at the dining room. Rin Schwanza said with a smile. Mr. Liu, you are known as the divine fortune teller. I wonder if you can tell my fortune today, Guopai said with a smile. I'm not afraid of being laughed at, but I did predict that you would come today. I've even prepared the dishes. I'm afraid you'll have fewer and fewer opportunities to eat here in the future, Ren Schwanza said with a smile. Mr. Liu, you are the divine fortune teller. I wonder what will happen to me in the future. Guopai asked with a smile. Don't worry about not knowing your friends in the future. Everyone in the world knows you. Ren Schwanza said with a smile. I've heard some things about little you, but every time it involves little you, I can't do anything about it. So I won't talk nonsense. Mr. Liu, they're not here yet. Let's drink. With that said, Guopai magically placed 2 cups in front of the 2 of them and filled them with wine. Rinchuanza did not stand on ceremony and drank it all. The girls are here. I'll go to the kitchen to take a look and serve the dishes. After drinking Little Yu's wine, I'm afraid that anything I drink for a month will be tasteless. With that said, Rinchuanza walked into the kitchen unsteadily. Then, he heard the sound of plates breaking. Mr. Liu is drunk. Interesting, Guopai said with a smile. Everyone is here. Today, I want to tell everyone something. I'm going to drop out of school. This time, I won't be expelled. Haha. Chapter 88. Brother Bad Guy, we've heard a little about you. Are you really leaving? Tang, she said with red eyes. Little Tang, don't cry. I'm just not going to school. I'll come back to see you guys when I have time. Let's not talk about anything else today. Let's eat and drink. We're not going home until we're drunk, Guopai said with a smile. After 3 glasses of wine, Suyi leaned over to Guopai and asked softly, Big Bad Guy, is what the forum said about you and Teacher Lin true? Little Yi, do you want it to be true or not? Guopai narrowed his eyes and said, I'm leaving soon. Don't you want to tell me whether you want to be my wife or not? Haha. Bad Guy, Big Bad Guy, you must have done something beastly to Teacher Lin. I know you and Teacher Lin have an affair, Suyi said loudly. Haha. Go and drink your wine, Guopai said with a smile. Bad Guy, if you want to continue studying, I could talk to my family. Wu Castle's other schools are not a problem, Sun Ling Ling said softly. I can also transfer schools with you. All right, you guys don't have to worry about me. To be honest, I came to the affiliated high school to pick up girls. Since the prettiest girls in the affiliated high school are all in this room, I've achieved my goal. I'm ready to leave, haha, Guopai said with a smile. Bad Guy, Big Bad Guy, the girls said together with a blush on their faces. It was unknown whether it was because of the wine or because they were shy. You guys stay in school. When you graduate, your husband will be famous all over the world, haha. After saying that, Guopai took his wine gourd and walked out of the dining room alone. Now that the matter was settled, his heart was inexplicably relaxed. Bad Guy, are you really leaving school? Qian Duo asked softly when Guopai returned to the dormitory. Yes, I'm preparing to leave. Brother, if anything happens to your sisters-in-law, I'll leave it to you. If you can't handle it, just give me a call, Guopai said with a smile. Deju, you'll leave school with me tomorrow. Okay. Shui Deju, who was originally listless, suddenly became spirited. Bad Guy, why don't I go with you? There's no point in going to school. Qian Duo whispered. You just stay in school. You're different from Deju, Guopai said with a smile. If you want to find something to do, you can contact my second brother, Jia Yuan. When you graduate from high school, he will come and find you. Bad Guy, I heard from little sister that you are an ancient sect. I wonder if you have anything good for me. Think about it. My sisters-in-law are all in school. I have to have the ability to protect them. Qian Duo said with a smile. The 4-symbol scripture. How much you can comprehend will depend on you. Guopai smiled and tossed a small book to Qian Duo. Qian Duo felt as if he had just received a treasure. After Qian Duo fell asleep, Guopai and Shui Deju meditated on the balcony. Guopai asked with a smile, Deju, do you regret leaving with me? My grandfather told me to follow you and listen to you, so I have to listen to you, Shui Deju said with a smile. In addition, I also feel that following Bad Guy is the best choice. Haha, believe me, life is 100 years. Our road will be very exciting, just like the great sage's journey to the west. It will be full of hardships and incomparably exciting, Guopai said with a smile. Dear students, I'm really happy to be able to study with all of you during this period of time. Of course, I don't think I spent much time in class. I remember everyone's names, just like how you remember my name. Guopao. Gua as in Gua, Pao as in Big Bad Guy. Guopao stood on the podium of Class 1 and said with a smile, There are many things that you all want to know the answer to. I will tell you all now. Guopao continued, I like Teacher Lin. I'll marry her. When the time comes, I'll invite everyone to the wedding banquet. Also, don't think about brother's other women. I'll marry them. Guopai's voice fell. Lin Shuang, who was standing at the door, blushed. Murong Wei Wei, who was sitting in her seat, also blushed. Remember, if you have a woman you like, hurry up and confess, because you don't know if that girl also likes you in her heart. Haha, I am leaving. Goodbye, students of the affiliated high school. Guopai said as he walked toward the door. Bad master, wait for me. Shuedazhu said as he stood up and followed Guopai out. Bad guy, if you leave, there is no point for me to stay here. Let's go together. Yuer stood up from her seat and took a step forward. She grabbed Guopai's arm and walked out with him. Little Lin, now that the 3 transfer students have left, the affiliated high school will be peaceful again. Li Shu and Yu looked at Guopai and the other 2 who were almost at the door and shook his head. Grandpa Li, do you want them to leave or not? You sound jealous, Lin Shuang said softly. This is my 33rd year as the principal of the affiliated high school of Wu Castle. I have never been as happy as this year. The one battle against the 7-school alliance is definitely unprecedented. Just thinking about the expressions of those old guys makes me laugh even in my dreams. But the one who brought all of this to us is Guopai, one of the 4 pests of Wu Castle. A few days ago, Xiaohua called and said that I had trained Guopai to become what he is now. But she did not know that Guopai's current state had nothing to do with her arrogant grandpa. He was the one who converted himself, Li Xuanyu said. At least Grandpa Li agreed to let Guopai come to the affiliated high school. Grandpa Li has a good eye. Before Lin Shuang could finish her sentence, a series of deafening voices rang in their ears. Guopai of the affiliated high school, first place in Wu Castle. Guopai of the affiliated high school, first place in Wu Castle. Guopai of the affiliated high school, first place in Wu Castle. Guopai and the other 2 turned their heads and looked behind them. Guopai suddenly laughed. 3 banners fell from the roof of the affiliated high school to the ground. The words Guopai of the affiliated high school, first place in Wu Castle came into view. Then, the big screen in front of the school played the video of Guopai's 1 battle preliminaries and the 1 battle competition. The students of the affiliated high school once again burst into thunderous applause. It wasn't just the first-year students. The second-year and third-year students were also cheering loudly for Bad Brother. Ling Ling, look at your expression. Your little lover is very powerful. You must be very happy, Shunbai Rose said with a smile. You seem to have a good relationship with that big guy. A few days ago, you 2 were being intimate in the woods. Aren't you afraid of being caught by the disciplinary department? Sun Ling Ling looked at Shunbai Rose and said, How did you know? Shunbai Rose widened her eyes and said, You actually peeped on us. Then the 2 girls laughed. Guopai, I am very honored to be your teacher. Although I have only taught you for a few days, but I have thought about the journey to the west that you talked about. It does make some sense. It is a loss for the affiliated high school that you are leaving. I hope you can come back often. Sure Yu Tsai, Guopai's history teacher, and other teachers were waiting for Guopai at the school gate. When I was banished to the mortal world, hundreds of immortals sent me off. Today, when I leave the school, these little fellows are making such a big scene. Don't you think that your brother is very popular? Ha! Guopai and the other 2 walked out of the school. Guopai said with a hint of pride. Chapter 89. Bad guy, where are we going now? After walking out of the school gate, Yu asked with a smile. Of course, let's go back to our house first, Guopai said with a smile. The off-road vehicle that he got from Jia Yuan was parked in the parking lot not far from the school. The 3 of them shared a car, which made it seem a lot more spacious. Bad guy, this place is not bad. You're living a good life. Yu followed Guopai into the old house and said with a smile, No matter how good it is, it can't be compared to your moon palace. Guopai hugged Yu in his arms and asked, Do you have time tonight? Stud horse, you're a stud horse through and through. You've only come out for a while, and your nature is already revealed. Yu said with a slightly red face. Fair Yu, this time you're thinking too much. I'm hurrying to recover my immortal power. Now that I've recovered quite well, I want to ask you to try it with me tonight and see if we can open that old lord's gourd. I feel that there's something good inside, Guopai said with a smirk. Fairy Yu, what were you thinking about just now? Bad guy, you only know how to bully me. You said with a smile. 100 years of life. This is just the beginning. How are you going to spend the rest of your life? Don't tell me that we're going to stay in this small villa and slowly wait for your harem of 3,000? Look at what you're saying. I thought about it last night. 100 years is not long, but it's not short either. We have to do something that's different, Guopai said with a smile. A few days ago, I was reading in the library of the affiliated high school. I feel that it would be more comfortable for us to spend some time with White Lady and Su Xian. You want to be a doctor? Please, with your level of skill, I think you should forget about it. You pouted and said. Then, she felt relieved. This was not the heavenly court. Although the superficial knowledge that the mind-reading sage learned in the heavenly court was not enough, in this world, there seemed to be no illness that could stump Guopai. Second brother, I want to set up a medical center. Yes, a medical center to cure diseases and save lives. Find me a place. It doesn't need to be too big. 300 square meters will do. Guopai dialed Jia Yuan's number. When Fatty Jia heard Guopai's idea, he spat out the tea in his mouth. My good brother, you are not short of money. Can you stop making trouble? It's fine if you go to school, but if you want to build a medical center and cause a lawsuit, we won't be able to do anything even if we want to. Where are you? I'll go to your place to find you. After that, Jia Yuan directly canceled the company's regular meeting in the afternoon, and a Mercedes-Benz sped out of the company. Lao San, if you don't want to clean up Lao Si's mess every day in the future, hurry up and come over. Yes, it's that villa area. I'll be there in a while. Hurry up. Jia Yuan dialed Wang Sheng's number on the road and said loudly, Damn, what is Lao Si doing? After scolding, Wang Sheng asked for leave from his uncle, drove a second-hand Santana, and sped out of the government compound. Bugyaku. Guopai took out a pen and paper and wrote the 3 words Bugyaku on it. He nodded with narcissistic satisfaction. Bad guy, is this the name of the medical center you wrote? Bugyaku, what does it mean? Shueju looked at the 3 words written by Guopai and asked in a low voice. I don't treat the unfilial, I don't treat the liars, I don't treat the disrespectful, I don't treat the unjust, I don't treat the unfriendly, I don't treat the unwilling, I don't treat the unwilling. Then, Guopai wrote another row of small words on the paper. Big bad guy, I don't treat the unwilling. You added an overbearing clause. You looked at the words written by Guopai and said with a smile. Fourth brother, open the door. Hurry up and open the door. Big brother is here. She didn't need to see him to know that the hoarse voice outside the door was Jia Yuan. I'll go open the door. You jumped and landed directly in front of the door. She didn't dare to fly like this in school, but here was her own home. She could fly however she wanted. Where's Guopai? Jia Yuan didn't see the person in front of him clearly and asked loudly. Beauty, my name is Jia Yuan, she bade Jia. I'm the source of life and the CEO of the giant group. This is my name card. I don't know if you have time later. We can go out and have a chat. I'm lacking a personal secretary. You can name the salary. One of the 4 pests of Wu Castle, the perverted fatty Jia Yuan. It's you, right? Ha! Yu said with a smile. Husband, someone is trying to steal your wife. According to the rules of the underworld, if you bully your sister-in-law, shouldn't you be punished with 3 knives and 6 holes? Cough, cough, cough. You said you were my 4th brother's wife? Jia Yuan said in a daze. F***CK, pretend I didn't say anything. 4th brother, get out here. Jia Yuan said loudly. Brother Yuan, you are here. Shueju walked out and said loudly to Jia Yuan. He had a good impression of Jia Yuan. Where's my 4th brother? Jia Yuan asked loudly. Second brother, where's my 4th brother? What's the matter? I have to go back later. Work has been busy recently. While they were talking, the Toyota Santana stopped in front of Guopai's house. Wang Sheng ran directly into the yard. Brother Yuan, were you flirting with your sister-in-law just now? It just so happens that Daju needs a car. You can leave your broken car here, and we will forget about this matter. Guopai put away his writing brush and said with a smile. F***CK, 4th brother, I know all of your previous girlfriends. Where did you find this beauty? F***CK, all the beauties are taken by you. Jia Yuan looked at you, and said. He had seen a lot of beautiful women, but compared to this girl in front of him, he could directly dig a hole and bury them. What? This is also my fourth brother's girlfriend? Wangxing didn't notice at first, but when he saw you, he was shocked. Two brothers, this is your sister-in-law. Pay attention to her when you meet her in the future. Second brother, Lin Shuang is also my woman now. You could give up your previous thoughts. Guopai said with a smile. Let's get down to business. I want to open a medical center. Second brother will find a way to get a house. As for other things related to the government, I will leave it to third brother. Fourth brother, there are a lot of beautiful women in Sunshine Middle School. If the affiliated high school doesn't want you, I will help you transfer to Sunshine Middle School. You can wait for the medical center. If you really want to open a medical center, you need to get a medical license first. If you don't have anything, no one will dare to give you the green light. Wang Sheng said seriously. Fourth brother, I've lost the bet with you. I'll transfer the 10 million to you directly later. There's a house of about 1,000 square meters on Marshall God Street. The location is very good. Why don't you use that location to open a bar or a restaurant? Jia Sheng said with a smile. Open a medical center? This brother is not pouring cold water on you. You're not cut out for it. Second brother, I remember when we first met, you beat me and I couldn't beat you. In the end, I left a row of teeth marks on your left arm. There should be more, right? Guopai asked with a smile. Damn, you still have the nerve to say that? Back then, were you born in the year of the dog, or a mad dog at that? Look, back then, your little fangs nearly tore off the skin on my arm. Jia Yuan said as he rubbed his crotch. I remember that 2 years ago, third brother's arm was scratched by an old woman when dealing with a family planning problem. There should be more, right? Guopai said with a smile. You two are very lucky. Bugyaku will give you a 20% discount to remove the scars. 20% discount? Bugyaku. Chapter 90. You only have one chance. If you don't want to try, we won't force you. Guopai said with a smile. Try? Why don't you try? If you can really get rid of the scar on my hand, I will help you to open a clinic. If you can't get rid of the scar, then you should do what you were supposed to do, Wang Sheng said with a smile. Brothers should settle accounts clearly. This is a small business. I have just opened, so I will give you a 20% discount. If I can get rid of the scar for you, second brother will find a way to get me 1,000-year-old wild ginseng. As for third brother, you said before that your father has 100 kilograms of Tai Sui fungus. Find a way to give me 10 kilograms of it. If you agree, I will start treating you, Guopai said with a smile. All right, I promise you. However, I have to ask when our scars will disappear and to what extent. There has to be an answer, right? Jia Yuan rolled his eyes and said with a smile. If the scar disappears, it will be as if it never happened. No, it should be like a new skin. Am I right, fourth brother? Wang Sheng continued. Yes, third brother is right, Guopai said with a smile. In fact, Guopai already knew what the two were thinking. They were two drunkards. Then let's do it this way. We'll give you 3 days. If you can give us 3 days, we'll give you exactly what you want. We'll also agree to your first conditions. The house and documents won't be a problem, Jia Yuan said with a smile. Yes, but fourth brother, if you can't get it done, you will be delayed. We don't want anything else. The wine bottle at home is almost empty. You can fill it up for us. What do you think? Wang Sheng said with a smile. Jia Yuan looked at Wang Sheng. What is a bosom friend? This is a bosom friend. You're the worm in my stomach. Then let's not delay. Let's start now. Guopai said with a smile. Brothers, there's one more thing I need to tell you. Except for your close friends, don't tell others that I will treat you. In the future, when Bugyaku opens, it will only treat 10 people a day. Fourth brother, don't waste time. I have postponed the company's regular meeting to come here. Hurry up, Jia Yuan said loudly as he rubbed his arm. There were a few clear teeth marks on it. Back then, Guo Shuai's bite was really vicious. Guopai asked Shuaizhu to get a basin of water and a towel for the two to wipe their arms. Then, a small pill appeared in his hand. Fourth brother, do you need to get some alcohol or something to wipe it? This is common sense. I think you don't. Hurry and get us some wine. Jia Yuan said with a smile. Second brother, why are you in such a hurry? Give fourth brother some time and let him treat us slowly. If fourth brother can really cure us, then we will be proud. Fourth brother's skills are definitely the best in the whole of China, Wang Sheng said with a smile. Guopai didn't care about what the two were saying. Unknowingly, an exquisite knife appeared in his hand. No, it should be a miniature version of a flying sword. He slowly scraped off some powder from the pill. This should be enough, Guopai said with a smile. He rubbed the powder on Wang Sheng and Jia Yuan's arms. A numb feeling passed directly from their arms to their brains. Fourth brother, give me some more. It's comfortable, so comfortable. Jia Yuan shouted loudly. Yes, fourth brother, what medicine did you use? It's so comfortable. Wang Sheng shouted. Brothers, you don't have to shout so ecstatically, Guopai said with a smile and wrapped the two's arms with gauze. Tomorrow at noon, I'll open the gauze. If you have any questions, just give me a call. But I advise the two of you to quickly prepare the money for the medicine. If you don't pay me when you're cured, I won't care if you're the second brother or the third brother. Damn, fourth brother, if my arm is really cured by you, I'll call you brother in the future, Jia Yuan said loudly. You should also prepare the wine. We'll come over tomorrow at noon to get it. Second brother, you're too excited. Since we're here today, let's eat at fourth brother's place, Wang Sheng said with a smile. Brother, you don't have to worry about the food. I'll go to the martial god stew to pack a few good dishes. I'll leave the wine to you. After saying that, Wang Sheng pulled Jia Yuan and ran out. Tell them directly that they can't drink after taking the medicine. They actually dare to tease my wife. I can't let them get away with it. Guopai looked at his two brothers and said with a smile. Guopai and Yuer were waiting for Jia Yuan and Wang Sheng to pack the food when they received a call from Murong Fei. Little Fei, what's the matter? Bad guy, do you still remember what you promised the three masters at Murong family that day? The things you asked them to prepare have been prepared. They're with me. When can I send them over? Murong Fei asked with a smile. Come over now. We can eat together, Guopai said with a smile. After a while, Jia Yuan and Wang Sheng stepped into the house, followed by Murong Fei and Murong Long. They looked at each other. Murong Fei recognized Jia Yuan, and Jia Yuan also saw that Murong Fei looked familiar. They all laughed. Little Fei, I haven't seen you for a while. I remember seeing you when I followed Brother Yao to the army. You also know our fourth brother? Jia Yuan asked with a smile. You mean bad guy? I know. This time I'm looking for bad guy, Murong Fei said with a smile. Let me introduce you, Murong Long, my cousin, your fourth brother's brother-in-law. Haha. Murong Wei Wei's brother? The soldier king who inexplicably disappeared that year? Brother Long, where have you been all these years? Jia Yuan more or less knew about Murong family and asked with a smile. Let's go in first, Murong Long said with a smile. Several people walked into the house together. Bad guy, take a look and see if the things my master found are correct. If not, I have to quickly tell them, Murong Fei said as he spread a large pile of things on the table. The Wuxiu clan is not simple. These herbs are much better than those in the pharmacy. Guopai didn't need to look. He just smelled the herbs and could almost distinguish the quality of these herbs. Yes, these herbs are correct. You go back and tell your master that 7 days later, we will open for business in Bugyaku. Let the three of you come and get the herbs. Guopai said with a smile. Let's eat first. My second brother and third brother have packed the food. Let's eat together. Daju, go and get 5 wine cups. There are some in the cabinet, Guopai said with a smile. Daju handed over the cups, and 5 cups were filled. Fourth brother, sister-in-law doesn't drink, so there is still 1 cup missing. Jia Yuan reminded with a smile. Brother Yuan, this wine is for you. There is no for you and Brother Sheng. Just now, you were running away in a panic. I forgot to tell you that you can't drink today. Otherwise, it will affect the efficacy of the medicine. With that, Yuer gave 5 cups to Guopai, Murong Long, Murong Fei, and herself. Chapter 91. Jia Yuan and Wang Sheng looked at each other. They looked at the gauze on their arms, and then looked at Guopai's innocent face. A wave of unhappiness rushed to their heads. Brothers, I forgot to remind you. Don't get angry during the treatment. Otherwise, the effect of the medicine will be affected. Guopai said, even more innocently. Lao Si, you bastard. The two couldn't help cursing. Let's eat. We won't drink today. Anyway, we'll come back after 12 o'clock tomorrow. Brother Yuan, Brother Sheng, I have to remind you. Just now, you call me your bastard. My bastard is your father. If you don't pay me when your scars are healed, I'll go directly to my bastard. Guopai said with a smile and drank up the wine in his cup. Third bro, do you think fourth bro can really heal our scars? Think about it. That brat was able to get his hands on so much fine wine. It's very possible that he can heal our scars. Jia Yuan whispered as he and Wang Sheng walked out of Guo Pao's residence. Who cares? If he can really heal our scars, I'll help him get a medical practice certificate. As long as he can't kill people, I'll take care of everything for him in the future. After all, he's our younger brother. Wang Sheng said with a smile. Don't worry about the wine. I don't believe that he won't give us a drink when we run out of wine. Lao San, you've got a good plan. Jia Yuan smiled and nodded his head. Even that brat from the Murong family came to deliver medicinal ingredients to him. It seems that Old Fourth really does have some skills. Could it be like what Brother Yao said, that Old Fourth might have been taken in as a disciple by some expert? Now, he's no longer that guy with all 5 poisons. Who cares? It doesn't matter if he's the disciple of some expert or the fourth brother who had all 5 poisons. He's still our fourth brother. He saved Brother Yao's life, and Brother Yao has cleaned up our mess since we were young. If we let our own brother suffer in Marshall City, then what kind of man are we? Wang Sheng said as he got into his car. Third brother, tell me what's going on when you remove the gauze tomorrow. I'll settle the matter of fourth brother's house first. After that, Jia Yuan's car sped towards his company. Brother-in-law, your cultivation of the Taiji ancient scripture is not bad. Take this medicinal pill and remember the essentials of Taiji. Properly hone your temperament. The Xiantian realm is only the beginning of cultivation, Guo Pai said with a smile. Bad guy, where's mine? Xiao Fei asked with a smile. Stabilize your heart and advance step by step. You can't keep taking pills. However, there are some things that I need you to do with me. Guo Pai smiled as he said, make some preparations. Come with me to the Gu family in a month. I have some things to take care of. Bad guy, don't tell me you've gotten into a conflict with the Gu clan? Murong Fei was stunned as he asked softly. The Gu clan is not simple. Not simple? That's even better. If it's too simple, it would be boring, Guo Pai said with a smile. Brother-in-law, do you need our Murong family to step in? If it's not a big matter, I'll ask my father to step in and mediate. There's no need to have any conflict with the Gu clan, Murong Long said softly. Although on the surface, the 3 big clans in the capital were the Murong family, the Nangong family, and the Xinyuan family. All the clans in Yinjing knew that the Gu clan was the boss of Yinjing. However, their business in the secular world was not obvious. Snatching away the Gu clan's young master's woman. Is this something that you can easily mediate? Haha, brother-in-law, Murong family doesn't need to get involved, Guo Pai said with a smile. After Murong Long and Murong Fei heard this, their faces were filled with black lines. This young man in front of them was similar in age to them, but in terms of women, he was a few streets ahead of them. Not to mention the Murong family's precious daughter. Those few girls in the affiliated high school were the pride of their respective clans. In the end, they actually willingly became this guy's girlfriend at the same time. Brother-in-law, you should settle this matter yourself. Murong Long said softly, just now, I heard Brother Yuan say that you're going to open a clinic. On the opening day, we'll come to congratulate you, brother-in-law. After 7 days, Bugyaku will open for business. Don't say that I didn't tell you. Bugyaku will only treat 10 people a day. If you feel that you have a good relationship with a friend, you can come and line up in advance. If you're late, just wait obediently. Don't make any trouble by cutting in line, Guo Pai said with a smile. Bad guy is opening a clinic. We'll definitely be there, Murong Fei said with a smile. After sending Murong Fei and Murong Long off, Guo Pai called Shuedaju and Yuer to the living room. Lao Juan's gourd was placed on the table. Bad guy, why do I feel so uncomfortable when your gourd is placed there? It feels like it's staring at me. Shuedaju moved to a position far away from the gourd, but he still felt uncomfortable. Bad guy brother, Are you going to try it again today? You looked at the gourd on the table and asked with a smile. I'll try it again. This damn treasure is in my hand, but I can only look at it. Not happy, not happy. Guopai said with a smile. This time, I've thought about it. I'll let Daju bleed and use his blood as the core of the array. I don't believe that I can't open the seal of this gourd. Are you really going to use Daju's blood essence? This will cause a lot of damage to Daju. It's not like your style. You said with a smile. There's something in the gourd that belongs to the great shaman. I can feel it. When the time comes, no matter how much we lose, I will make up for it double. Get ready, Guo said with a smile. Bad guy, how do you want to bleed? Shuedaju scratched his head and said, Bad guy, I can bleed, but you have to make up for the amount of wine I bleed. Cough, cough, cough. Now you're still thinking about drinking wine. Aren't you afraid that your brother will bleed you to death? Guopai coughed a few times and said with a smile, Bad bro isn't that kind of person. If bad bro really kills me, then I'll accept it, Shuedaju said with a smile. Wine boosts the courage of heroes. Bad bro, why don't you let me have some first? Drink all of this and let your blood boil. With that, Guopai threw a gourd to Shuedaju and said loudly. Shuedaju did not hesitate and drank it in big mouthfuls. You guard the Qian and Qin positions. I'll guard the other positions. Calm your mind. This array should not be just a sealing array. It also contains a trace of killing array. Be careful. Guopai roared, and the flying sword and the sky seal were released at the same time. The originally trembling gourd was facing a great enemy and wanted to escape. No matter who your previous master is, since we met in the mortal world, it's fate. Let me break the array for you. In the future, follow me to eat and drink in this world. Won't you be happy? Guopai said loudly. The four-symbol seal array. Taishan Laojun doesn't seem to have a gourd proficient in array. Guopai secretly said in his heart. Chapter 92. Zhu Zi, you should sleep for a while. Guopai felt that he was going to be like last time, unable to suppress the gourd. He directly pulled Shuedaju to his side, and with a swoosh, the flying sword cut 6 wounds on Shuedaju's arm, and then 6 drops of yellow liquid dripped out from the wounds. Great Witch's blood essence, it's really good stuff, but I can't get too much, or else this big guy will be crippled. You said with a smile the moment the 6 drops of blood essence dripped out. You prepare to break the formation. Guopai said with a smile. He didn't expect that the blood essence in Shuedaju's body, under the great pressure of the formation, could produce such a huge amount of energy and directly suppress the breath of the previous owner of the gourd. Friend, since the gourd is in the lower realm, why don't you take back your spirit and form a good karma? After about half an incense stick of time, Guopai finally knew why the formation on the gourd was broken, but he couldn't open the gourd. The previous owner of the gourd actually left a trace of spirit on the gourd. My name is Yin Duan. I'm a rogue cultivator in the East Sea, and I accidentally got this gourd. For 10,000 years, it's been changed countless times, and finally, there's someone who can talk to me. The gourd is yours. Help me take revenge under the Heaven Lake, descendant of the Dream Demon. Guopai heard a voice coming from the gourd, and then the whole gourd's restriction completely disappeared. Cough, cough, Yin Duan. Since we form a good karma, I'll go back to the EC when I have time to return this good karma. I don't know if you have any descendants. As for the matter of helping you take revenge, you've been a rogue cultivator for 10,000 years, and you can't beat the human world. With my little magical power now, I'd better not go and die. Guopai said softly, Big bad guy, if there's something like this in the future, I won't help. Shuedaju's blood essence not only suppressed the formation on the gourd, but also almost made me return to my original form. You said with sweat dripping down her face. Yuer's wife, you've worked hard this time. Go and wash yourself first. I'll see what you're up to, Guopai said with narrowed eyes. Big baddie, are you trying to send me away now? Do you want to keep everything in the gourd for yourself? Yuer pouted and asked. I'm not leaving. I want to see what's inside. Look at what you're saying. Big brother isn't that kind of person. Let's see what's inside. Guopai and you, simultaneously released a trace of their spiritual consciousness into the gourd. As a result, both of them widened their eyes at the same time. We're rich. We're really rich. Even if these items were placed in the heavenly court, they would still be a huge fortune. Gulpai mumbled. Country bumpkin, you call this a fortune? You really haven't seen the world, Yu said with a smile. These things are mine. Also these. Yu's divine sense swept out, and the piles of medicinal herbs inside the gourd disappeared. Take it, take it. You said I haven't seen the world, but you have. The Fushi zither and the apricot yellow flag are all inside. How can you call this a fortune? We're rich. We're really rich. Gulpai said over and over again. Even if there's a god-beating whip inside, you're happy for nothing. Can you use it? Do you dare to use it? Yu said with a smile. And those pills, do you dare to take them? If you take them, you'll directly ascend to the heavenly realm. The 9 heavenly thunder will blow your soul away. Not even dregs will be left. Yu said with a smile. Cough, cough, cough. It's not as bad as you say. Gulpai said softly. Yu was right. There were a lot of good things in the gourd, but there weren't many things that he could use. Except for the medicinal herbs that Yu took away, it seemed that there weren't many things that could be used. Bad guy, don't think too much. Hurry up and classify the things that can be used. It's just in time for the opening of the medical center. Yu said with a smile. On the first day of not going to school, Gulpai had a very comfortable time. Gulpai contributed 6 drops of blood essence, but he didn't wake up until next day. However, Gulpai was very good to his own people. There was a great witch's corpse in the gourd. Gulpai risked his life to get some meat and directly stuffed it into Shuedaju's mouth. It was estimated that when Shuedaju woke up, it shouldn't be a problem for him to break through to the middle of the Xiantian realm. Little Yu, let's sleep together. You came down from the sky to find me. If I don't take the initiative, it will be too shameful. Come on, brother will hug you to sleep today. Let's talk about life. Gulpai looked at Yu, who had just changed into her pajamas, and said with a smile, Pervert, who wants to sleep with you? Do you think I don't know what you're thinking? Just you wait. When I'm happy, we'll talk about our matters. As Yu spoke, she walked into her room. Still embarrassed? This is the human world. What's there to be embarrassed about? Gulpai stood outside Yu's door and said with a smile, Go to sleep. Jia Yuan will probably call you tomorrow. Let's go and see where the medical center is going to open. Yu said with a smile. Although they were in the human world, she couldn't help but blush when she thought about what would happen between her and Gulpai, the mind-reading sage and the physical body that he occupied. Demonis, I'll deal with you sooner or later. Gulpai smiled and went to a formation that he had set up. The moonlight gathered there to the maximum extent. Bad guy, I'm full of power now. Bad guy, bad guy. In the morning, Shuedaju opened his eyes. The power that erupted from his body made him feel extremely comfortable. He shouted loudly in the house, Don't be noisy. It's not good to disturb people's dreams. Gulpai smiled and walked out of the formation. According to the division of strength, he should be at the late stage of the Xiantian realm. But if it was a real life and death battle, as long as it was not a master of the nascent soul realm, he should be able to easily deal with the nascent soul realm. With the thin spiritual chi on earth, no one could reach the Anidia realm, let alone the nascent soul realm. Bad guy, what did you do to me? This feeling is too good, too good. Shuedaju said excitedly. Daju, your life has just begun. Enjoy the process. Speaking of your body, I'm envious. Gulpai said with a smile. As a descendant of the great witch, as long as his blood essence awakened, his body would be comparable to a master of the gold core realm. Just thinking about it made people jealous. Brother Bad Guy, good morning. You appeared in front of the 2 dressed in sportswear. Yesterday's food was really good. I haven't eaten such delicious food for a long time. Gulpai looked at Yu. It was really good. 1,000-year-old ginseng was eaten without the skin. My fairy Yu, don't you know? We still have 100 years to spend in the human world. If we waste it like this, the landlord won't have any extra food. It's good that you like it, but I think it's more cost-effective to refine those medicinal herbs into pills. If you eat it directly, the taste won't be that good. Guopai said with a smile. Humph, it's just 1,000-year-old ginseng. You're still distressed. Yuer said with a pout. You're not so stingy with your other women. Cough, cough, cough. Look at what you're saying. Let's eat. In the future, we'll eat one and throw one away. Guopai said with a smile. Let's eat first, and then we'll go out for a walk. Let's not be a student anymore and enjoy the life of the human world. Yu nodded gently, while Dezhu was at a loss. Life of the human world? Didn't you live in a human world before? Chapter 93. Dezhu, take this card and buy whatever you want. I will bring you around. Guopai tossed a black card to Dezhu and said with a smile. Bad guy, I have money. Last time I bet on that literary battle, I won several tens of millions. Hee hee. Dezhu said with a smile. Just take it and walk around. Buy something for that Shunbai Ro and visit her at school on the weekend. Guopai said with a smile. Teaching others how to pick up girls? Let's go and walk around. After saying that, Yuer pulled Guopai's hand and walked towards the shopping center. Yuer, this underwear is not bad. Buy it. Guopai looked at the various underwear hanging in the shopping center and said with a smile to Yuer. His eyes never left Yuer's towering breasts. Pervert, you don't even know how you came to the lower realm. I should have sent you to the path of animals. I must have been blind. How could I listen to my sister and come to the lower realm to find you? Yuer said with a sound transmission. Buying clothes for you? How am I a pervert? Also, look at this piece of clothing. It's so economical and environmentally friendly. You can buy several pieces at once and wear them alternately. Guopai pointed at a pile of thongs and said, Scram, you pervert. Yuer said loudly. From 8:30 in the morning to 11:30 in the afternoon, 3 hours, Guopai's body was covered with all kinds of packaging. Yuer did not have the slightest intention to rest. As long as she felt that it was enough, she would wrap it up and swipe the card and hang it on Guopai's body. It was that simple. Big brother bad guy, why don't you buy something for little sister Wei Wei and the others? You can't go empty-handed to visit them at the end of this month. Who would want to dual cultivate with you if you go empty-handed? Yuer looked at Guopai, who was already covered in clothes, and said with a mischievous smile, Cough, cough, cough. Yuer, that's too much. Guopai shouted. Everyone's eyes fell on Guopai. Sigh, it's really shameful for a man to do this, the passerby whispered. He should be a spare tire. Otherwise, he wouldn't act like this. He's treating a man's dignity as an insult. Passerby nodded and said, If that woman was my girlfriend, I would even die. What do you know? Passerby C looked at Yuer and said while drooling, Pa, what are you looking at? Do you want to die? Don't tell me I can't satisfy you. A woman beside Passerby C, who was tall and weighed 160 pounds, hit Passerby C as if she didn't need money. Cough, cough, cough. Wife, I'm wrong. Passerby C's groans spread throughout the second floor of the shopping mall. Big brother bad guy, I'm really sorry. I've become a joke in front of others. Don't be angry. No, I'll satisfy you tonight. I bought some sexy underwear. You unnaturally heard the words of the people around her. She looked at Guopai and whispered, You're already hard. Just nice, I can hang this handbag here. As she said that, Yuer reached out and hung a new handbag in front of Guopai's little brother. Plop! Guopai directly lay on the ground. Bully, this is too much of a bully. Haha, comfortable. Today is really comfortable. Yuer laughed like a blooming flower and said loudly, Fourth brother, bad guy, big brother, bad grandpa, where are you now? I'm going to find you. I have an urgent matter. Jia Yuan shouted on the other side of the phone like a pig being slaughtered. On the second floor of the commercial building in Wu Castle, I'm at the underwear store. First, find someone to send me a small cart to carry the things I bought. If there's anything else, we can talk later. Guopai said loudly into the phone. He didn't care whether Jia Yuan heard him clearly or not, and directly hung up the phone. Yes, he's on the second floor of your commercial building. You know, Guopai, hurry up and find him. If he needs anything, satisfy him. If he wants a fitting room, satisfy him too. Satisfy all his requests. Jia Yuan dialed a woman's number and said loudly into the phone, Big brother Yuan, you're so bad. The woman said coquettishly. As a result, she was scolded by Jia Yuan. Immediately, she realized the importance of finding Guopai as soon as possible. Fourth brother, how many secrets do you have? No wonder you asked me to help you take care of the Qin family's property, which is worth tens of billions. You don't lack money at all. Money means nothing to you. Jia Yuan looked at his arm. Not to mention the teeth marks left by Guopai. Even the small scars made by himself had disappeared without a trace. Second brother, have you contacted fourth brother? Look at your arm. It's F** King amazing. What kind of adventure did fourth brother have? Wang Sheng said loudly on the other side of the phone. I've called fourth brother. He's shopping in the World Trade Building in Wu Castle. Let's go directly to his door and wait there. Jia Yuan said with a smile. Big brother Yao is right. Fourth brother is no longer the old fourth brother. Bad guy, it's big brother Yuan who asked me to find you. If you need anything, just tell me. It took less than 3 minutes for the charming woman to find Guopai. She looked at Guopai and said with a smile. Her dress, which was already low enough, was pulled down a little bit. A pair of big white bunnies came into view. Men, find me some men. I need strong men, Guopai said loudly to the charming woman. Bad guy, in fact, there are some things that strong men are not useful for. Why don't we go in and have a try? The woman took Guopai's hand and said, Jia Yuan, you F** King, get rid of this woman. I asked you to find some men to carry things for me. Why'd you give me this woman? Guopai called Jia Yuan again and shouted loudly. Master, bad master, what do you need to carry? Tell that woman that Lao San and I are at your house. Come back quickly. I've already prepared your medical license for you. I've also prepared the place you asked for. Come back quickly. We've already prepared dinner, Jia Yuan said with a smile. Comparisons are odious. Why does she have big breasts and big brains? You have big breasts but no brains. Guopai looked at the charming woman and said loudly, let's go home. Let's ask them to send this to our house. After saying that, Guopai took Yuer's hand and walked out of the building under the different gazes of the passersby. Why did you ask Jia Yuan to call me when you have such a beautiful woman by your side? Why did you ask for a strong man? What's wrong with my big breasts? The charming woman said loudly with a hint of sobbing. What are you looking at? Go to the shop and call all the dead ducks here. Clean up the things on the ground and send them to that bastard's house. The charming woman shouted at the shop assistants who were watching her. No matter how angry she was, she could not offend Jia Yuan. If she offended Jia Yuan, she would not be able to stay in Wu Castle or even in Huaxia. Bad guy, don't you need a strong man? Why are you pulling me? Yuer recalled what had happened in the building and said to Guopai with a smile. No matter how strong a man is, he can't be compared with my good Yuer. Although they can also have bulging chest muscles, they can't be compared with you. After saying that, Guopai directly reached his hand towards Yuer's breasts. Rogue. Chapter 94. Bad guy, Brother Yuan and Brother Sheng are inside. When Guopai and Yuer arrived home, they saw 2 cars parked at the door. There was no one in the car. They should be waiting for Dezhu at home. When Guopai and Wang Yao got out of the car, Dezhu ran out. Fourth brother, my good fourth brother, you are back. Jia Yuan walked out quickly and was ready to give Guopai a bear hug. Brother Yuan, I can't afford to be called like this. Let's talk inside. Guopai said with a smile. If you look at sister-in-law like this again, I will turn you into a sky lantern. Guopai looked at Jia Yuan and glanced at Yuer, then said loudly, F***CK. So what if your wife is beautiful? If you don't want people to look at her, then shut her in the house. Jia Yuan said jokingly. As a result, his heart turned cold. He found that Yuer was looking at him. An inexplicable fear emerged from his heart. Brother Yuan, in fact, I am better than bad guy at lighting a sky lantern. You are so fat. If you refine the oil out of your body and light your hair, I promise that you will still have consciousness before the oil on your body burns out. Think about that feeling. Yuer said with a smile. Jia Yuan's back was soaked with sweat. Sister-in-law, I was wrong, okay? Don't say any more. I have a small sports car in my garage. I will ask someone to drive it for you another day. Jia Yuan was scared and whispered, Give me the car. You are not afraid that your little girlfriend will be angry. Yuer said with a smile. How did you know? Jia Yuan's heart completely collapsed and whispered. Don't scare him. Let's go inside. Guo Pai smiled and pulled Yuer into the house. Lao Si, this is a medical certificate, but it's a basic one. If you want to get an intermediate or advanced one, you'll need to have some real skills. Wang Sheng said as he placed a small booklet in front of Guo Pai. If you want to open a clinic, you need to go through other procedures in person. When the place is settled, just give me a call, and it will be done in the morning, Wang Sheng said with a smile. Fourth brother, Guo Pai, come take a look. As he spoke, Jia Yuan turned on the laptop that he carried with him. It was hard for them to imagine that Jia Yuan's 10 fingers, which were like little radishes, could be so nimble on the computer. This house is 380 square meters, located at the intersection of Tianhong Avenue and Jinxing Street. I asked someone to do the statistics yesterday afternoon. I will show it to you later. Jia Yuan pointed at the computer and said, this apartment is 540 square meters. It's also at the intersection. The land opposite is also mine. If you want to use it, I can give it to you, Jia Yuan said with a smile. This apartment is 880 square meters. The geographical location is also good, but there are more than a dozen clinics around. If you want to go there, you'll need to have some real skills. Otherwise, it will be destroyed by the other clinics in a few days. Jia Yuan said, yesterday afternoon, these are the scores of the 3 houses. They are all above 90 points. If I do it well, I will definitely make money. Jia Yuan said with a smile. The third one is interesting when there's competition around. Isn't that right, brother bad guy? Yuer said with a smile. And it's the third one. Leave the second one for me. I have nothing to do in the afternoon. I will go and get all the necessary certificates. Guo Pai said with a smile. Brothers, is there anything else you want to tell me? Nothing. We're just going to have lunch here and drink some wine. Jia Yuan said with a smile. 1,000-year-old ginseng and 5 kilograms of Tai Sui fungus. If you can't deliver it before my clinic is renovated, I will ask you to light a lantern for you, Guo Pai said loudly. Damn it, are you still my brother? You want to light a lantern for us for such a small thing? Jia Yuan said loudly. Let's eat. After lunch, I will go to the old man's place to get the Tai Sui fungus. Let me drink some wine first, Wang Sheng said with a smile. After eating and drinking, we will go and get the certificate in the afternoon. Now, don't tell us that we can't drink wine today. Second brother, I will leave the renovation to you. Take me to see the place later. I will give you the renovation drawings. 7 days. I will give you 7 days at most. Finish the renovation for me. Don't be careless about the materials. Guo Pai said with a smile. Let's eat. Fourth brother, I will pay for the house and the renovation. I will not touch the assets of the Qin family. I will give you another 10 billion yuan. Give me 10% of the shares of your clinic. How about it? Jia Yuan said with a smile. Second brother, you have a good plan. Guo Pai narrowed his eyes and said with a smile, it is not impossible for you to get the shares. Brother Yao and Brother Sheng, you 3 can have 10% each. But you have to think carefully. There will be a lot of things happening in the future. If you become a shareholder, you will have to bear them with me. Damn it, I thought it would be a big deal. Back in Wu Castle, didn't we bear those things for you? We will take this share, Jia Yuan said with a smile. What if we go to the capital? I'm not going to stay in Wu Castle for Bugyaku. Wu Castle is just the first step, Guo Pai said with a smile. Damn it, even if you go to the sky, we will take this share. If we can't handle it, we will light a lantern together, Jia Yuan said loudly. Yuer looked at Guo Pai in front of her. The Immortal was really going to do something big in the world. After eating and drinking to their fill, the 3 cars sped towards the house that Jia Yuan had mentioned. It was a 2-story courtyard. Jia Yuan's influence in Martial City was not small as he was able to survive in such a geographical location. Brother Yuan, you go back first. I will follow Brother Sheng to get the certificate. I will send you the drawings tonight. Guo Pai smiled and sent Jia Yuan away. Yer didn't want to follow, so she let Daju drive her home. Wang Sheng and Guo Pai began to get the certificate. Fourth brother, have you really been accepted as a disciple by the expert? Wang Sheng drove Guo Pai and asked with a smile, "If you really have the ability, let's go to the Chinese Medicine Association first. If you can deal with those old guys, we don't need to worry about the certificate. The Chinese Medicine Association will help us." "Oh, there is such a thing? The Chinese Medicine Association? Let's go there," Guo Pai said with a smile. He already had a plan in mind. "Good place, it's really a good place. If we can take this place and open a medical center, it will definitely be good." The car stopped outside a quaint courtyard. Guo Pai took a deep breath after getting out of the car. He could smell a trace of medicinal fragrance in the air and said softly, "Ahem, fourth brother, you really dare to think about it. You'd better not have any ideas about this place." Wang Sheng said with a smile, "The Wu Castle Chinese Medicine Association is the headquarters of Chinese medicine in Huaxia. I have been here several times with my father. There are definitely masters in the medical field. Let's go. There are places I'm interested in, haha." Guo Pai took a step forward and walked into the big courtyard of the Chinese Medicine Association. Chapter 95. "Friend, please wait." Wang Sheng and Guo Pai had just entered the courtyard when a young man in his 20s called out to them. "May I know which doctor you two have arranged to see?" "A medical competition." Guo Pai looked at the young man in front of him. This young man was no ordinary person. He grew up in a pot of medicine, so his meridians were much wider than the average person's. "Friend, there are some things that you can't say carelessly." The young man frowned and looked at Guo Pai. "Give this thing to the person in charge here. If you accept the challenge, no matter who wins or loses, this thing will belong to the Chinese Medicine Association." Guo Pai took out a sandalwood box and handed it to the young man. "You make it sound like you're so awesome. If you want to enter this door, you'll have to get past me first." The young man did not care about the sandalwood box that Guo Pai handed over. He directly put on a posture that indicated that he could attack or retreat at will. "Do I have to fight to enter the Chinese Medicine Association?" Guo Pai smiled and looked at the young man who was a few years older than him. As soon as Guo Pai finished speaking, an old man slowly walked to Guo Pai's side and said with a smile, "Little you, please don't blame us. This is our fault. However, if Little you wants to enter the Chinese Medicine Association, you should at least have some knowledge of Chinese medicine. If Little you can recite the Tang Tu song, then you can enter. I'm afraid it would be a waste of time to memorize all the songs of Tang Tu. Let me memorize a few paragraphs of this young man's illness," Guo Pai said with a smile. "For the heart-patching pill, used by Zhao Run, Erdong, and Gui Shun, Sanshun, Platycodon, Cinnabar, and Yuanjiporia to nourish the spirit, or use Acarus Pugung and 5 flavors to exhaust the mind. Spleen-invigorating ginseng technique, tangerine peel, citrus fruit, hawthorn, and wheatgrass. Chew paste is made into pill rice, which is good for digestion and nourishment, and is suitable for weak stomachs. Citrus fruit pill is also good for digestion and nourishment. Lotus leaf cooked rice is good for digestion and nourishment, nourishing the heart and strengthening the spleen. Your Chinese Medicine Association's Tang Tu song is pretty good, but you're lacking in practical application," Guo Pai said with a smile. "Little you please." When Guo Pai finished explaining the heart-mending chapter, the elder was already a little shocked. Compared to Zhao Tian, who was guarding the door with him, he knew the situation very well. Zhao Tian's heart was empty, and his spleen and stomach were weak. He did not expect the youth in front of him to be able to identify Zhao Tian's main symptoms with just a glance. "Grandpa Shang, are we really going to let them in?" Zhao Tian asked in a low voice. "Take this pill, and your heart's hollow heart should be more or less cured. If you want to completely cure your other ailments, come look for me when Bugyaku opens for business. However, whether or not you'll be able to line up at that time will depend on your luck," Guo Pai said as he flicked a pill from his finger, directly hitting Zhao Tian's arm. "This old man thanks Little you on behalf of Little Tian. Please come in." The instant the pill flew out, Zhao Shang swallowed it. The medicinal fragrance of the pill caused Zhao Shang's heart to be filled with a myriad of thoughts. This young man in front of him was definitely someone from a hidden family and had a deep understanding of medicinal pills. "Grandpa Shang, should I take it or not?" Zhao Tian looked at his family's third grandpa and asked loudly, I think you really need to nourish your heart. This old man has already thanked little you on behalf of you. If you don't take it, you're an idiot, Zhao Shang shouted loudly. Little you, wait a moment. I'll go call the president. Zhao Shang brought Guo Pai and Wang Sheng to the reception room and hurriedly walked out. Fourth brother, are you sure you know Chinese medicine? Otherwise, if my family's old man finds out that you broke into the Chinese Medicine Association without permission, he'll break my legs, Wang Sheng whispered. Third brother, then why did you come in with me? Guo Pai said as he saw pen, ink, and paper on the table. Taking advantage of the time, he simply drew Bu Gyaku's blueprint. I want to see how many things my good fourth brother is hiding from us, Wang Sheng said with a smile. Fourth brother, if you can really gain the recognition of the Chinese Medicine Association in terms of Chinese medicine, then I don't think you'll need us to clean up your mess in the future. Don't touch their things. It'll be troublesome. Wang Sheng looked at Guo Pai, who was drawing something, and reminded him, I'm only using a few pieces of their paper. The Chinese Medicine Association can't be so stingy, right? Guo Pai said with a smile. Of course not. I heard from little brother Shang that you have an important guest, so I can take a look. A white-haired old man walked into the room. Guo Pai was still writing with his head lowered, completely ignoring the old man's existence. President Lin, you still recognize me, right? I came here with my grandfather last year. You took a look at my grandfather's leg. Guo Pai could keep quiet, but Wang Xing didn't dare to. Lin Chantian was the president of the Chinese Medicine Association. Even his own grandfather had to be polite when he came here to see a doctor. You're the grandson of General Wang Hongjun, right? The old general called me a few days ago and said that he would be coming over soon. I didn't expect that he wouldn't be here yet. You actually called someone to come here to challenge me, Lin Chantian said with a smile. President Lin, you must be joking. My brother wants to open a medical center and wanted to come here to ask for your help, Wang Sheng said with a smile. Your grandfather doesn't know about this, right? If a doctor doesn't have real skills, then he'll be a murderer. If I open the back door for him, then I'll be an accomplice. Wang Sheng, have you thought about these problems? Lin Chantian said with a smile. Grandpa Lin, why don't you open the back door for my brother to come here and see the world? If he can catch your eye, then that's even better. Wang Sheng suddenly changed the way he addressed Lin Chantian to Grandpa Lin. He really couldn't afford to offend this old man in front of him. Third brother, I've finished the blueprint. Give it to second brother. You don't have to worry about the Chinese Medicine Association anymore. Since the president is here, let's get down to business. Wang Sheng hung up the brush and looked up at Lin Chantian with a smile. Fourth brother, don't be so funny. You used a brush to draw a blueprint. Aren't you joking? Wang Sheng didn't reach out to take the blueprint. Instead, Lin Chantian took it in his hand. Good drawing, good writing, Lin Chantian said loudly. Little you, just based on this, I can make you a member of the Chinese Medicine Association. As long as it's not about principles, we can find time to talk about it. It's just a blueprint for a house. Give it to Brother Sheng, Guo Pai said with a smile. I want to open a medical center. Brother Sheng said that if the Chinese Medicine Association approves it, it will save me a lot of trouble. Old master, tell me what to do. Don't waste everyone's time. Are you really a doctor? Do you really know Chinese medicine? Lin Chantian began to carefully look at the young man in front of him. This young man might really be a disciple of a hidden family, like Zhao Shang said. How about this? Since it's a competition of Chinese medicine, why don't we compete in pharmacology? You make poison and I detoxify it, or I make poison and you detoxify it. This is the simplest way. Old master, what do you think? Guo Pai said with a smile. If you really want to compete, then wait a moment. I'll call a few people over to compete with you. As long as you can win one round, you don't have to worry about your medical center anymore. The Chinese Medicine Association will take care of everything for you. Lin Chantian said with a smile. Brother Shang, call the 4 vice presidents. Tell them that someone is here to challenge the medical center. Tell them to come quickly. Lin Chantian said loudly to the outside. Damn, they're serious. Chapter 96. Old Lin, who's here to challenge us? Is it a Korean or a Japanese? Haven't we taught them enough of a lesson? In less than 5 minutes, a valiant-looking old man walked into the room and asked loudly, Old Lin, you have a high chance of winning. This old man doesn't look like a doctor at all, Wang Sheng whispered. Who do you think doesn't look like a doctor? You have dark circles under your eyes and white spots on your right ring finger. If you continue to indulge yourself in your private life, it will be harmful to both you and the girl. Do you need me to prescribe some Chinese medicine for you? The old man said loudly. He's an expert in internal energy. He's learned a lot from 8 trigrams palm and Tai Chi fist. However, he should have started practicing medicine in the past 30 years. Using internal energy with acupuncture is quite effective, Guo Pai said to the old man with a smile. You? How do you know? Old Lin, did you tell him? This vice president was called Wu Shushan. He was a disciple of the Bagua sect and later stole Tai Chi fist. 33 years ago, he met Lin Changtian. During their conversation, Wu Shushan became interested in medicine. 20 years ago, he used internal energy to perform acupuncture and became famous in the medical field. Old Wu, what did Old Lin say? Just as they were talking, 3 old men in long robes entered the room. Little you, let me introduce you. This is Ghost Dr. Zhang Tianzhong, Martial Dr. Wu Shushan, Alchemist Qin Long, and Fire Dr. Sun Sheng. 4 vice presidents. This little you is here to challenge the Chinese Medicine Association. Do as you see fit, Lin Changtian said with a smile. Old Lin, if there's nothing urgent, I'll go back first. The Gu family sent over a martial master with poison in his meridians. He can't be delayed, Zhang Tianzhong said with a smile as he looked at Guo Pai. I have a batch of pills that are about to come out of the furnace. Old Lin, if this young friend is really here to challenge us, you, as a national healer, can settle it yourself. With that, Qin Long turned around to leave. I'm leaving. I was treating a senior official and forgot about it, Sun Sheng said hurriedly. It won't take up too much of your time. The 4 of you can come at me together. If I lose to any one of you, I will turn around and leave, Guo Pai said with a smile. Alchemist Qin Long, I have a pill here that I recently concocted. All the ingredients are here. If you have the confidence to concoct it, I will admit defeat. As he spoke, Guo Pai handed the sandalwood box to Qin Long. He also took out a cloth bag that was filled with the fragrance of medicine. Lao Qin, deal with him. We're leaving, Zhang Tianzhong and Sun Sheng said with a smile. Don't go. You'll regret it if you leave. The moment Qin Dan opened the sandalwood box, Qin Long shouted loudly, Little you, I am Qin Long, and my master is from Wudong. May I know who your master is? Did you really refine this pill? Qin Dan bowed and asked. My master is scattered. There is no need for outsiders to know, Guo Pai said with a smile. Little you, I can't refine this pill. I've lost, Qin Long said directly. However, little you said that you were the one who refined this pill. I don't believe it. Wait until I beat the other 3 old guys. Then, I'll refine another one for you. Since you have admitted defeat, just stand aside for now, Gwen Naughty said with a smile, not giving Qin Long any face at all. Lao Qin, this kid isn't your relative, right? There's no need to put on an act, Zhang Tianzhong said with a smile. Ghost Dr. Zhang Tianzhong, judging from your fingers, you should be an expert in medicine. Or rather, you should be an expert in poison. Is that right, kid? Guo Pai said with a smile as he squinted his eyes. Those who know my name, Zhang Tianzhong, know that I'm a ghost doctor. Fight poison with poison. How do you want to fight? Don't waste my time, Zhang Tianzhong said loudly. Master Wu hasn't said anything. It seems like you're ready for a fight, Guo Pai said with a smile as he looked at Wu Shushan. He didn't bother with Zhang Tianzhong at all. Fire Doctor Sun Sheng, you and Martial Doctor Sun Sheng. 1 fire doctor and 1 martial doctor. Both use needles. Come at me together, Guo Pai said with a smile. Kid, anyone can talk big. If you can beat me, I'll stop using needles, Sun Sheng said loudly. Huaxia's medicine is broad and profound. I just want to open a clinic and ask the Chinese Medicine Association for help. We're just comparing notes. You don't have to stop using needles. Let's not waste everyone's time. Let's start, Guo Pai said with a smile. Kid, this is the Chinese Medicine Association. Tell us how you want to fight. We'll agree. Don't go out and say that we're taking advantage of you, Zhang Tianzheng said loudly. You're good at using poison. Just find someone and use poison on him. I'll detoxify him, Guo Pai said with a smile. Kid, it's easy for you to say. The way of poison is to harm a person's origin. Even if you can detoxify the poison, it will have a great impact on the person's body. If you can't detoxify it and delay the best time to detoxify the poison, I won't be 100% sure that I can save the person. This kind of competition is not advisable, Zhang Tianzheng said loudly. If you use poison on me, I'll take responsibility for everything, Guo Pai said with a smile. You can also ask Master Qin if my elixir can restore the person's origin if it's damaged. Fourth bro, stop messing around. I also feel that your method is not advisable. Think about it. If you are poisoned, regardless of whether you can detoxify the poison or not, it will affect your performance later on, Wang Sheng whispered from the side. The three of you are right. How about this? Let Master Zhang poison you, and I'll detoxify you, Guo Pai said with a smile as he looked at Wang Sheng with squinted eyes. Damn, then you do it yourself. I haven't married and have children yet. My good days have just begun, Wang Sheng said as he took a step back. Old Zhang, I feel that little Yu's method of competition is very advisable. You use poison on me and let little Yu detoxify the poison, Qin Long said with a smile as he took a step forward. Lao Qin, are you crazy? Zhang Tianzheng said with his eyes wide open. Little Yu, do you agree? Qin Long ignored the shocked Zhang Tianzheng and asked Guo Pai. If Master Qin is willing to use his body to test the poison, I will do my best, Guo Pai said with a smile. No matter what the result is, I'll give that elixir to Master Qin. Guo Pai knew what this old man was thinking. That elixir not only had the effect of detoxification, but it also had a good effect on tempering the body. Do you want to fight or not? Give me a straight answer. If you don't dare, I won't bother you anymore, Guo Pai said with a smile. Okay, since Lao Qin is participating, we'll do as you say. Zhang Tianjing nodded. With his poison skills and Lao Qin's elixir, it shouldn't have any effect on Lao Qin. Little Yu, if you want the three of us to fight together, how are you going to fight with the two of us? Wu Shushan asked with a smile. Then let's have Dojo Master Zhang use the poison more ruthlessly. Dojo Master Qin's body is so big. I'll perform acupuncture and moxibustion at the same time. After Dojo Master Qin recovers, I'll use the poison and you guys can treat him. Chapter 97. Little Yu, my life is in your hands, Qin Long said with a smile. Qin Long said with a smile. He could roughly feel the effects of the pill that Guo Pao took out, so he had no qualms about it. Lao Qin, I hope this kid can cure you. Otherwise, I won't be responsible for any side effects, Zhang Tianzheng said with a smile. Zhang Tianzheng said with a smile. Drink it. This poison disperses slowly in the body. However, if the poison is not neutralized or expelled within an hour, the damage to your body will not be small. Zhang Tianzheng took out a small bottle and said softly, I've been a doctor my whole life, but this seems to be the first time I'm being treated. Haha, Qin Long said with a smile. Hall Master Qin, this seems to be the first time you've taken poison. If you die, I'll help you carve your tombstone. When the time comes, I'll write for you, dedicated to the cause of medicine. Haha, Guo said with a mischievous smile. A gourd had appeared in his hand out of nowhere. Lao Si, are you drinking to boost your courage? Lao Si said softly. This brother of his was really awesome. No matter if he won or lost, Guo Pai's name will be famous in the Chinese Medicine Association. Old Qin, take the poison, Guo Pai said with a smile. Qin Long's face was filled with black lines as he poured all the liquid in the bottle into his mouth. Lao Zhang, your poison tastes pretty good. It has a faint taste of tea, Qin Long said with a smile. Kid, hurry up and save him. If you can't do it, say it quickly. Otherwise, it'll be too late. Although Lao Qin's life can be saved, he won't live for more than 5 years, Zhang Tianzheng said nervously. After all, he had worked with Qin Long for more than 20 years. so he still had feelings for this old man who reeked of medicine. Can't do it? How can a man say no? Guopai said with a smile as he placed 3 fingers on Qinlong's wrist. Principal Zhang, you're serious. Your poison's toxicity is pretty high. Guopai said with a smile. He then got up and went to the table where he was writing and started writing. Master Lin, since you're fine, why don't you follow this prescription and boil 3 bowls of water into 1 bowl and send it over while it's still hot? Guopai smiled as he passed the paper to Lin Changtian. Brother Shang, use the ingredients written on this prescription and boil 3 bowls of water to make 1 bowl. Lin Changtian didn't look at the prescription and said loudly to Zhao Shang, who was talking to Zhao Tian outside. Old Lin, these are all poisons. Are we really going to follow this prescription? Zhao Shang glanced at the prescription. He had already walked more than 10 meters away when he came back and whispered, just follow this prescription. Don't make any mistakes. If you make a mistake, Old Man Qin's life will really be in danger. Before Lin Changtian could say anything, Guopai said with a smile, F***CK, you guys are playing so big. Zhao Shang was stunned for a moment before he ran out. Zhao Tian, tell the people behind to prepare a clay pot for me. I'll be boiling the medicine later. Why are you guys looking at me like that? Didn't Master Zhang say it already? There's only 1 hour left. There's no hurry, Guopai said with a smile as he looked at the 4 old men looking at him. Little you, saving a life is like putting out a fire. The longer the poison stays in Lao Qin's body, the more damage it will do to his body. If you really have a way, then hurry up. If not, I'll do it. Zhang Tianjin couldn't help but say. Then I'll first help Old Man Qin control his heart so he won't die. After that, I'll release some of the poison from his meridians. Guopai said with a smile. The 2 of you, watch carefully. You have needles, but so do I. Little you, your needles are a bit too thin. When Guopai took out the silver needles from his body, Wu Shushan said softly. The silver needles he used were already thin enough. He could use his inner strength to stimulate them and treat patients at will. He didn't expect Guopai's needles to be even thinner than his own. This isn't a little brother. The thicker it is, the more powerful it is. The key is the technique, Guopai said as he lifted the needles. The first needle made everyone present break out in cold sweat. The death acupuncture point. The first needle was aimed at the death acupuncture point. Little you, focus on the acupuncture. We'll talk later, Sun Sheng said softly. Chinese medicine is declining mainly because we don't communicate much. If I want to draw out the poison from Old Man Qin's body, where should I place the needle? Guopai asked with a smile as he held a long needle. Little you, see for yourself. I really don't understand your acupuncture technique, Wu Shushan said softly. Then I'll seal these meridians and leave him with only 1 path. He can only take this path. As he said that, more than 10 thin silver needles appeared on Old Man Qin's body. Old son, this kid is so fast. There won't be any problems, right? Zhang Tianzheng could feel that his poison had completely entered Old Man Qin's meridians. He couldn't help but ask softly. You're asking me? Who should I ask? You're the one who poisoned him. I don't know if there's any problems. Sun Sheng said softly. If Lao Qin dies from your poison, then your reputation as the ghost doctor will really spread. Lao Qin, is it comfortable? There will be something more comfortable in a while. After about 3 minutes, everyone's hearts finally settled down. Lao Qin's expression of enjoyment made the 3 deputy heads think of 1 word at the same time, asking for a beating. Old Zhang, give me your bottle just now. It wasn't easy to make this poison. I'll return it to you. As Guopai spoke, he didn't wait for Zhang Tianzheng to respond. He reached out and took the bottle in his hand. A silver needle was inserted into Qinlong's body again. He also addressed Zhang Tianzheng as Old Zhang instead of Principal Zhang. Kid, how did you do it? Zhang Tianzheng didn't say anything. He wasn't proficient in acupuncture. The one who spoke was Wu Shushan, who was already stunned. I just sealed his meridians and left him with a path. He has to take it whether he wants to or not, Guopai said with a smile. Principal Wu, I wonder if this kid's acupuncture technique is good enough for you. I lost, Wu Shushan said softly. He really couldn't do what Guopai had done. Since Old Wu has admitted defeat, I won't release the poison for now. As he spoke, Guopai's hand flashed, and all the silver needles that were inserted into Qin Long's body returned to Guopai's hand. Little you, Old Wu has admitted defeat. You should release the poison from Lao Qin's body first, Zhang Tianzheng said softly. He knew his own poison very well. If it stayed in his meridians for a long time, something bad would happen sooner or later. What's the hurry? Third brother, take off Lao Qin's clothes. Guopai said with a smile. Damn, why is your taste so strong? Take off your shirt, but not your pants. As soon as Guopai finished speaking, Wang Sheng, who had been completely conquered by Guopai, ran over and was about to pull off Qin Long's pants. However, he was stopped by Guopai. Fourth brother, you didn't say it clearly and you're blaming me. This robe doesn't have a shirt, Wang Sheng said loudly. Guopai waved his hand, and the flying sword in his hand flew towards Qin Long. It circled around Qin Long's body and returned to Guopai's hand. Then, Qin Long's robe turned into pieces of cloth. Lao Qin, you're so old, but you've taken good care of yourself. Look at your skin and body. It's really enviable. Guopai said with a smile. At this moment, Qin Long wanted to find a hole to hide in. He had been refining medicine for more than 70 years. It wasn't that he took good care of himself. It was because he took nourishing medicine every day. His body had always been in good shape. Chapter 98. Lao Qin, don't get too excited. Being excited will make your blood flow faster, and the poison will spread to every part of your body. By then, even the gods will not be able to save you, Guopai said with a smile. At first, Guopai did not say anything. After hearing Guopai's words, the more Qin Long wanted to relax, the more nervous he became. He could clearly feel his heart beating faster. This meant that the blood in his body was flowing faster. Hee, this is the effect I want. Master Sun, watch carefully. Guopai smiled and took a big gulp of wine. He did not swallow it. Instead, he spat a mouthful of wine on Qin Long's body. Then, a small flame appeared on his fingertip. He lit Qin Long's body on fire. Little you will burn Lao Qin like this. Before Lin Changtian could finish his sentence, 9 identical silver needles appeared in Guopai's hand. All of them pierced into Qin Long's body. The wine that was burning suddenly moved towards the silver needles as if it had a life of its own. 9 sky needles. Does the legendary needle technique really exist? Little you, I admit defeat. Tell me if this is the 9 sky needles. Are you the descendant of the 9 sky needles? When Sun Shang saw that the 9 silver needles on Qin Long's body had turned red from the heat, he suddenly thought of the 9 heavenly needles acupuncture technique recorded in the medicine encyclopedia. Weren't the 9 red silver needles on Qin Long's body the 9 heavenly needles acupuncture technique? Master Lin, tell him if the medicine is ready, Guopai said with a smile as he sat on the stool and looked at the 9 silver needles on Qin Long's body. The medicine is here. Before Guopai could finish his sentence, Zhao Shang had already walked to the door with a bowl of medicine. Master Shang, feed it to Lao Qin, Guopai said with a smile. Old Zhang, this is made according to the prescription little you gave me. Is it okay to feed it to Lao Qin? Zhao Shang asked hesitantly. Little you, there's no turning back. If Lao Qin takes this medicine, I won't even have the chance to save him, Zhang Tianzheng said softly. Quickly pour it into him while it's still hot. If the 9 silver needles on his body extinguish, then this medicine will be wasted, Guopai said with a smile. Qin Long slowly opened his eyes and said loudly, Old Zhao, stop wasting time. Listen a little you. I won't die. If there are any abnormalities, just let me take the pill that little you gave me. Lao Qin, if anything happens, don't blame me, Zhao Shang. As he spoke, he slowly poured a bowl of Chinese medicine into Qin Long's mouth. Master Zhang, the poison you used is mainly made up of snake venom, Mount Wui scorpions, and 7 types of poisonous herbs. My antidote is also made up of snake venom, Mount Wui scorpions, and 7 types of poisonous herbs. Are you convinced? Guopai asked with a smile. The poison in Lao Qin's body hasn't been completely removed. How do you expect me to take it? Zhang Tianzheng said. Although he had already approved of the young man in front of him, it wasn't enough for him to admit that he was convinced. Then I'll let you be convinced. As he spoke, Guopai pulled out the 9 silver needles on Qinlong's body. He picked up the wine gourd in his hand and poured it into Qinlong's mouth. Good wine, good wine. Qinlong suddenly stood up and said loudly, Lao Qin, let's not talk about wine first. Feel your body and see if there are any abnormalities, Guopai said with a smile. Abnormalities? Qinlong said as he closed his eyes and felt the changes in his body. How is this possible? Qinlong murmured and reached out to grab Guopai. What did you do to me? Lao Qin, do you feel uncomfortable? Tell me, or we won't be able to save you if it's too late, Zhang Tianzheng said as he put his finger on Qinlong's wrist. 10 years ago, the Koreans came to compete in medicine and I was plotted against. I was destined to never break through to the Xiantian realm in this life. However, after drinking the wine just now, the wound on my back was removed by a warm current. I'm now in the Xiantian realm, Qinlong said softly. Little you, how did you do it? Tell me, and I'll be your disciple. Qinlong's last sentence made everyone's eyes widen. 10 years ago, Qinlong defeated the 8 pharmacists of Korea and became famous in Huaxia. Today, he said that he wanted to be the disciple of a young man. How is this possible? Principal Zhang, are you convinced now? Guopai said as he looked at Zhang Tianzheng with narrowed eyes. Little you one. I'm convinced, Zhang Tianzheng said with a smile. How could he not be convinced by someone who could make Qinlong become his disciple? I'm happy today. Principal Lin, is it because I opened a clinic that the Chinese Medicine Association can help me in the future? Guopai looked at Lin Changtian, who was still in shock, and asked with a smile. Lao Qin, go change your clothes first. I'll see you in the meeting hall later, Lin Changtian said with a smile. Little you please. Grandpa Lin, can I go with you? Wang Sheng looked at Lin Changtian and asked softly. Brat, you brought a powerful person today. You made our Chinese Medicine Association lose face. Just wait for your grandfather to come looking for you, Lin Changtian said as he looked at Wang Sheng. Grandpa Lin, this is purely a coincidence. You can't blame me for your inferior skills, Wang Sheng said loudly. You can't play like this. Inferior skills? What a good excuse. Guopai, little you very good. We're convinced, Lin Changtian said with a smile. Brat, you can come with us. Tell me, what procedures do you need to go through for Guopai, Little Yu's clinic? What procedures do you need from the Chinese Medicine Association? Lin Changtian said with a smile. At this time, Wang Sheng let out a deep breath. So this old man was just trying to scare him. Little you sit and drink some tea, Lin Changtian said with a smile. The conference hall of the Chinese Medical Association was several times bigger than the previous room. The decorations were also much better. Principal Lin, I know what you're thinking, but Bugyaku is not going to be part of the Chinese Medicine Association. If you want to cooperate with us, we could discuss it. Bugyaku is just a small clinic that I opened to make a living, Guopai said with a smile. Make a living? Little you, if you're only trying to make a living, then we won't be able to make a living, Lin Changtian said with a smile. We won't force your clinic to be part of the Chinese Medicine Association. If your clinic needs anything, you can also come to the Chinese Medicine Association. I just hope that if the Chinese Medicine Association has any problems, little you can help. This isn't too much to ask, is it? Elder Lin, since you said so, I'll agree. Bugyaku will open in a week. You can all go and have some fun then, Guopai said with a smile. On Little Yu's opening day, all of us will definitely be there, Lin Changtian said with a smile. I don't care about anything else. When Little You opens, you have to provide us with food, right? Anything is fine. Don't you have to let us have a taste of that wine you made me drink just now? Qinlong said with a smile. He had already changed into a long robe. Lin Changtian arranged for a manager of the Chinese Medicine Association to help Wang Sheng settle all the problems before Bugyaku's opening. This made Wang Sheng feel the power of the Chinese Medicine Association once again. Masters, I have a question to ask you all. Wang Sheng returned to the meeting hall and whispered to Guopai, who was happily chatting with a principal and 5 vice principals of the Chinese Medicine Association. Isn't my fourth brother awesome? Little Wang, your brother is like a little cow taking a plane. He's awesome. Chapter 99. Little you, it's an indisputable fact that traditional Chinese medicine is declining. I hope that your Bugyaku can bring about a new craze for traditional Chinese medicine. Let me thank Little you first. Lin Shantian walked Guopai, and Wang shunk to the door and bowed deeply to Guopai. Elder Lin, you're too courteous. The things left behind by our ancestors won't decline just like that. Although our Bonn Medical Hall isn't under the Chinese Medical Association, you don't have to worry about Chinese medicine. I'll make it flourish again. After Guo Pao finished speaking, he followed Wang Sheng to Jia Yuan's residence. Second brother, your place is so corrupt. Guo Pai and Wang Sheng drove into Jia Yuan's villa. Although Guo Pai could remember how Jia Yuan's house looked like from the memory of the previous Guo Pai, he was still shocked when he came here again. Brother, it's not the first time I'm here. How is it corrupt? Jia Yuan said with a smile. You asked me to finish the renovation of Bugyaku in a week. Where's the blueprint? If you don't have it, I'll ask the Design Institute of Wu Castle to do it. They did it for me before. It's not bad. Brother Sheng, give the blueprint to Brother Yao. Guo Pai said to Wang Sheng with a smile. If there's anything you don't understand, just call me and ask. Make sure it's exactly the same. Lao Si, who made this blueprint? Purple gold sandalwood, nephrite jade, Wang Wali, and red sandalwood. Lao Si, let alone a week, even if I had a year, I wouldn't be able to gather all these materials. This is not something that can be bought with money. Jia Yuan looked at the blueprint and said loudly. All the tables in Bugyaku had to be made of Wang Wali. The consultation room had to be made of purple gold sandalwood. The floor had to be made of nephrite jade, and the medicine cabinet had to be made of red sandalwood. As for the other details, they just had to use some gold. The more Jia Yuan looked at it, the colder his heart became. Find someone to unload it and get the general outline. Come to my house in 3 days and get these tables and chairs. Guo Pai said with a smile. I used to say that if you follow Brother Yuan, you don't have to ask about food and drink. I think that's enough. If you can't even do these little things, how can you follow me? F*CK, I don't even know which idiot came up with this blueprint. Nowadays, people use computers to make blueprints, but this is good. This is drawn with a brush, right? The drawing is not bad, but the things you want are too ridiculous. Purple gold sandalwood. You want me to go rob a tomb and dig it up for you? Jia Yuan cursed. Fourth brother, bring me the guy who gave you this blueprint. I want to ask him properly and see if his head was kicked by a donkey. Cough, cough, cough. Brother Yuan, I'm just asking you if you can finish the general outline in 3 days, Guo Pai said, glaring at Jia Yuan. It can definitely be done. I don't believe that you can get all the materials written on the blueprint in 3 days. If you can really get them, I will go and eat shit, Jia Yuan said loudly. Also, call the guy who drew this blueprint out. I want to practice with him alone. Second brother, I think you should forget it. You can't beat him. Hurry up and find someone to decorate fourth brother's house, Wang Sheng said, trying to smooth things over. Third brother, don't worry about my business. The decoration will definitely be done in 3 days. How about you go to the Chinese Medicine Association? None of those old guys are easy to deal with. When I went to acupuncture and drugged them, they took more than 10 million from me, Jia Yuan said loudly. Fourth brother has already settled the Chinese Medicine Association. All the documents and photos will be taken in 2 days, Wang Sheng said with a smile. Fourth brother is in the limelight today. You didn't see the expressions of those curators. They looked at fourth brother as if he was their father. Damn it, really? I don't believe it, Jia Yuan said loudly. Jia Yuan said loudly. Although fourth brother has changed a lot recently, and it's very likely that he has received guidance from some hidden expert, I don't believe that he has any real ability now, especially Chinese medicine. Without decades of effort, he won't be able to enter the eyes of those presidents of the Chinese Medicine Association. You will know when fourth brother's medical center opens. Wang Xing didn't explain much and said with a smile. You talk with second brother. I'll go back first. Tomorrow, people from the Chinese Medicine Association will help us get the certificate. We don't have to trouble ourselves. Guopai and Jia Yuan teased each other for a while, and then Guopai left Jia Yuan's villa. It was just some Wang Wali and purple gold sandalwood. It seemed that there were a lot of such materials in the gourd that day. Honey, you're back. Let me introduce you. These are our neighbors. They taught me how to play mahjong. Look, I won a lot of money today. As soon as Guopao walked into the house, he heard the sound of mahjong being smashed. When he went in to take a look, he saw that Yor was focused on playing mahjong with a few middle-aged women. Guopao was taken aback. Yor, let me play a few rounds. You take a rest, Guopai said with a smile. Regardless of whether Yor agreed or not, he directly sat in Yor's seat. Who? Qingyi say, little rascal, you're a bit of a cannon. Guopai successfully played mahjong again with 70,000 yuan. In less than 2 rounds, Yor had lost all the money she won. Guopai lost more than 30,000 yuan. Little bad. When will your medical center open? I will ask my husband to go there and have a look. If there is anything, you can tell him directly. He is in charge of public security. The middle-aged woman sitting in Guopai's house said with a smile. From losing more than 80,000 yuan to winning more than 20,000 yuan, her face was full of smiles. I will definitely treat you to a meal when I open the business. I will call you later. You tell him that it was Aunt Huang who called you and asked him to give you a discount. It is not far from the place you said, Guopai said to the woman in his house with a smile. He was in a good mood since he had already won 30,000 yuan. The parking lot opposite your medical center. I will call them later. They will reserve enough parking for you on the opening day. Don't worry, little bad, the woman sitting in Guopai's house said with a smile. After 4 rounds of mahjong, Guopai lost a total of 180,000 yuan. Except for winning a round, he was basically playing mahjong all the time, which made the women smile happily. Aunties, I will not ask you to stay for dinner. We will go out for dinner later. You can come and play often. Guopai said to the women with a smile. They said goodbye to you, and walked out of the Guo family's old house together. Big baddie, why are you trying to curry favor with these women? Winning their money is winning. What else can they do? Yor pouted and said, Yor, this is the human world. Don't you think it is interesting for me to do this? I lost money to them, and they used their relationship to help us. This is called life in the human world. The human world only lasts for 100 years. If we do everything with our ability, it will be boring, Guopai said with a smile. Did you also live like this in the human world before you ascended to the heavenly realm? Yor asked, puzzled. In her memory, she followed Fairy Chong, to walk the desolate road. Along the way, the strong were respected. She did not know how many great demons she killed and how many so-called righteous people she offended. Only then did she win a place in the heavenly palace, a place where everyone trembled. If I didn't meet the great sage Sun back then, Chun Guanbao of the Chun family village would be a lonely ghost now. The great sage taught me a lot of things, and of course, he took away a lot of things from me. He reached the nascent soul stage in 300 years, separated his spirit in 500 years, and ascended to the heavenly realm in 700 years. In the heavenly court, I cultivated from a small celestial immortal to the golden immortal realm in 10,000 years. I only heard about the pleasures of the human world from others. I don't have the time for that, Guopai said with a smile. Chapter 100. Qin Guanbao, it turns out that you have a nice name, haha. Yor said with a smile. The great sage changed my name to Chun Qingyuan. However, I prefer my current name, Gua Scoundrel. Good people don't live long, while disasters live for 1,000 years. This Gua Scoundrel name is quite interesting, Gua Scoundrel said with a smile. 100 years in the human world. I will accompany you to be crazy in the human world for 100 years. Yor looked at Guopai drinking wine and whispered, Oh, since Fairy yours figured it out, let's take a bath together and do the happiest things in the human world. Guopai put away the wine gourd, pulled Yor, and disappeared in the bathroom. Wu Gang, you has been in the human world for several hours. Do you think she has found a guy, mind-reading Immortal? In the Moon Palace, the most mysterious place in the heavenly court, a woman in white was sitting on a couch. No matter what posture she took, she could perfectly integrate with the surrounding environment. Beauty, this woman was not a beauty, because her beauty was indescribable. She was Chang-yi, a legendary villain who stole the elixir of life and abandoned her lover. Sister, let's take a look. Wu Gang carried his huge axe and said with a smile, Bad guy, what do you want to do? Get out. If you want to take a bath, you have to do it one by one. In the old house of the Guo family, Yu pushed Guo Pai hard. Guo Pai didn't move, and his hands kept touching Yu. Fairy, even Sister Chang, he agreed to let you come to the human world to find me. It seems that she recognizes our relationship. You also said that you would accompany me to be crazy in the human world for 100 years. How can you forget what you just said? Guo Pai said with a smirk, and his hands were not idle for a moment. No, not now. You said softly. She had never expected true Lord Mind reading to be so lustful and daring to do this to her. This is the human world, and you are my wife. It's normal for men and women to love each other. Just obey your husband. Guo Pai held Yu in his arms and turned on the tap. Yu breathed heavily, and her resistance became weaker and weaker. Brother bad guy, no. Brother bad guy, I want it. Brother bad guy, I want it. What are they doing? Chang, you didn't look at the light reflecting mirror. Hearing Yu's shouts, she blushed and asked Wu Gang loudly. What are they doing? At that time, we were doing things that both men and women like to do. I didn't expect this mind-reading perfected monarch to be so good. I met him several times in the heavenly court, but I didn't find him. He's got guts. Is to do what men and women. Wu Gang, do you like it too? Is it fun? Chang, he asked with narrowed eyes. Of course, it's fun, but it's not as fun as actual combat. Wu Gang answered subconsciously. Bang, bastard, get the hell out of here. Like your sister. Wu Gang was blasted away by an invisible force and slammed into the pillar of the southern heavenly gate. The entire heavenly court shook. Cough, 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 I don't like your sister. I like you. Wu Gang said like a hoodlum. His mind was still occupied by the scene of Guo Pai and Yu in the bathroom. Wu Gang, go to hell. Then a loud voice sounded in the heavenly court, and Wu Gang was sent flying again, flying out of the 33 heavens. Cough, cough, cough. How did Wu Gang offend her again? Several Shangxian playing chess whispered. Don't talk. Fairy is angry. Wu Gang can withstand her attack, but if it hits us, we won't even know how we died. Barefoot Immortal whispered. It's just a game of chess. How can there be so many things? Tai Bai Jinxing whispered. It's something that both men and women like. Humph. This is infuriating. How could I have listened to that bastard Hong Jun back then and let you go to the lower realm? This is infuriating. Chang, he said while gasping for breath. Ha. Both men and women like this. Not bad. This seems very interesting. The human world has 100 years. I want to see what kind of trouble you can come up with. Chang Yi, who was flustered and exasperated a moment ago, laughed out loud. Crazy woman. She's really a crazy woman. Hong Jun ancestor, who was preaching, was stunned, and then said with a smirk. All the immortals who were listening to Hong Jun ancestor's preaching were confused. They didn't expect Hong Jun ancestor to have such an expression. Are you comfortable? After the battle between Guo Pai and Yu changed in battlefields, they lay on the big bed in the bedroom. Guo Pai put his big hands comfortably on Yu's breasts and asked with a smile. Darling, I want more. Yu said with blurred eyes. Ahem. This kind of thing should stop. Otherwise, it will hurt the harmony of heaven. Guo Pai coughed and said. Men were most afraid of the words, I want more. Bad guy. If my sister knows that you treat me like this, will she kill you? Yu looked at Guo Pai and said, The mortal world has 100 years. Fairy won't interfere. Go to sleep. We have something important to do tomorrow. Guo Pai said and fell asleep with Yu in his arms. He didn't practice today because he had practiced enough today. Comfortable. Life in the mortal world is so good. At 9 o'clock in the morning, Guo Shuai opened his eyes. Yu had not woken up yet. All these years, Guo Shuai had never slept past 9 o'clock like this, even in the days he had been in the human world. Guo Pai didn't put on his clothes. He looked at you, who was lying on the bed, and a wave of heat rushed to his heart. The devil's hand reached out to the sleeping you again. Don't mess around. Sister, don't mess around. You murmured. Guo Pai pounced on you again. Another hour passed, and the room was full of spring. Stud. You were a stud through and through. You came out of the bathroom and stared at Guo Pai and said loudly. At this time, Guo Pai had already put on his clothes. He held the gourd in one hand and the Laojun gourd in the other. He smiled and looked at you. She could scold him, but she couldn't scold him. Big bad guy, I'm hungry. Let's go get something to eat. You said with a red face. Some things really consumed a lot of energy. Today, your husband will personally cook. There are a lot of good ingredients in this gourd. We can't waste them. Guo Pai said with a smile and walked into the kitchen leisurely. Damn, it's so big. Let's not eat this today. If I can't suppress the fire and explode, it will be troublesome. Guo Pai whispered while holding a 7-star demonic tiger's whip in his hand. Forget it. Let's make some snake soup. This thing is safe to eat. Guo Pai's cooking was good. Almost an hour later, a table of delicious food was served. He and you began to eat. Big bad guy, I didn't expect your cooking to be so delicious. In the future, we won't go out to eat. You can cook at home. You said with a smile. In fact, Guo Pai's cooking was delicious. The ingredients of the heavenly court were delicious as long as they were cooked. However, Guo Pai still smiled and nodded. Yesterday, he tortured you for a whole day. No matter what, he had to compensate her. After eating and drinking, we have to get down to business. With that, Guo Pai picked up the Laojun gourd and went to the yard. Then, a purple gold Nanmu wood was released from the gourd. Chapter 101. Screech. The big Jeep that had exploded the Porsche 911 stopped outside the Guo family's courtyard. Liao had come. To be exact, he had come back alive. Second brother, this is a nice place. When did fourth brother buy a house here? Liao stood at the door and asked with a smile. His father left it to him. He was moved in recently. Jia Yuan said with a smile. Let's go. During the month when you weren't here, fourth brother was in the limelight in Wu Castle. Now the 4 pests of Wu Castle have become the 3 pests of Wu Castle. Fourth brother is now the hero of Wu Castle. F***CK, is this for real? We brothers were called the 4 pests of Marshall City in the past because we followed this bastard and did some bastard things, Liao said loudly. Could it be that fourth bro has really met an expert? He actually changed so much. Big brother, let's go. We are already at the door. You will know when you get there. By the way, tell us what happened to you in the U.S. I heard you said that you had a narrow escape. Jia Yuan laughed and kicked the door. Fourth brother, open the door. Why are you closing the door in the middle of the day? Open the door. Big brother and I are here to see you. Damn, no wonder my right eye kept twitching today. It seems that I drank less wine. Guo Pai laughed and waved his hand. The door of the villa opened directly. Liao, who was almost 2 meters tall, and the big fatty Jia Yuan stood at the door. No matter how one looked at it, they did not look harmonious at all. Damn, fourth brother, where did you find this girl? Let me have some fun for a few days. What are your conditions? The moment the door opened, Liao's eyes fell on you and could not help but shout. Brother Yao, right? I'm Guo Pai's wife. According to the rules of the underworld, you'll be punished for flirting with your sister-in-law. My dagger is pretty good. Do you want to do it yourself? Or do you need my help? Yua looked at Liao and said with a smile. She waved the dagger in her hand and directly cut off a meter of sandalwood. Liao's forehead was covered in a layer of cold sweat. Cough, cough, cough. Sister-in-law, it's a misunderstanding, an absolute misunderstanding, Liao said with a smile. Although he didn't know what kind of divine object that dagger was, he definitely couldn't do what you had just shown. Soldier King, if you could beat others, they would call you Soldier King Liao. If you couldn't beat others, they wouldn't care if you were Soldier King or Bandit King. Brother Yuan, didn't you mention me to Brother Yao? Are you trying to lose weight recently? My dagger is sharp enough that I can even skim your fat off. With that, The dagger in Yu Er's hand flew out and sank into the wall in front of the door. Jia Yuan was so scared that his legs trembled and he almost peed in his pants. Sister Yu, calm down. It's my fault. Calm down. I've been busy with the renovation of Lao Si's house recently. Sister Yu, swords have no eyes. Calm down, calm down. Jia Yuan stammered. All right, Yu, don't scare them. Let's go in and have a rest. With that, Guopai pulled Yu into the living room. Lao Si's wife is so powerful. Where did you find her? Liao wiped the cold sweat on his forehead and asked in a low voice. I don't know either. I think she's also a student of the affiliated high school. She's the heir of a big family in America and Lao Si's junior sister. Who knows if it's true or not? But you'd better not offend her. You saw what she did just now. She and fourth brother are most likely disciples of an otherworldly expert, Jia Yuan whispered. Yu, who was in the room, heard it clearly and laughed out loud. Brother Yao, look at this. It's a high-quality purple, gold Phoebe. Even the entire Wu Castle doesn't have a single one of this size. I didn't expect Lao Si to have so many here, Jia Yuan whispered as his eyes fell on the purple, gold Phoebe. That's Wan Wali over there. It seems to be a very old material. This thing is not something that can be bought with money. Could it be that fourth bro has really been accepted as a disciple by an expert? Liao said softly, Big brother, second brother, don't you want to come in and have a drink? Guopai said loudly in the room. Liao and Jia Yuan ran into the room happily. Fourth brother, although we don't need to say thank you, I still have to thank you. Thank you for the elixir. Otherwise, I definitely wouldn't have been able to come back alive, Liao said solemnly. We're brothers. Don't be so polite. But brother Yao, such a big thing happened during your trip to America. Have you found the person behind the scenes? Guopai asked with a smile. The Gu family. I didn't expect that a hidden family would be so interested in me, Liao said with a smile. There's a kid from the Gu family in the military region of Wu Castle. I beat him up during the competition last time. I didn't expect that the Gu family would reveal my whereabouts during my trip to America to someone who shouldn't know about it. I almost got myself into trouble. The Gu family? Haha, brother Yao. Is it the Gu family from the capital? Guopai asked with a smile. If it's not the Gu family, who else would be so capable to deal with the Wu Castle military region and make the Wu Castle military region reveal my whereabouts to them? Liao said with a trace of displeasure. The big boss in the military region asked me not to pursue this matter. Damn it. I can't pursue it even if I want to. I can't afford to offend a hidden family. Why can't we afford to offend them? They dare to offend us. I don't care if they're from Wu Castle or the capital. Even if they're from God, we'll get them back. Before Guopai could say anything, Jia Yuan beside him said loudly, The Gu family, right? I'll stop all business dealings between the Gu family's outer sect disciples and our company. I like to see what a hidden family can eat and drink if they don't have money. Ha, Brother Yao, Brother Yuan hasn't done anything in the past few days. But I think what Brother Yuan said today was beautiful. Guopai said with a smile, when I'm done with the matter in Bugyaku, let's go to the Gu family and see who wants to kill my brother. Fourth bro, tell me the truth. Are you also a member of a reclusive family? Or are you a disciple of one of those secluded sects? The way you are acting right now is completely different from the great scoundrel Guo we knew before, Liao asked with a smile. Yes, there are no outsiders here, just us three brothers and sister-in-law. To be honest, I've been wanting to ask this question for a long time. I really want to know who could make you become like this. He's really something. Jia Yuan said with a big belly. Brother bad guy, this is your fault. You didn't tell Brother Yuan about our sect. We're not a shameful sect, so there's no harm in telling him. Yu looked at the two and said with a smile. We're also a hidden sect, but we don't interact with others. But if anyone dares to bully us, we only have one principle. If they don't offend us, we won't offend them. If they offend us, we'll wipe out their entire family. We'll do whatever we want in the human world for 100 years. Ahem, sister-in-law, you're really straightforward. After listening to Yu Er's words, Liao's face was full of black lines. This beautiful girl in front of him was really tough. Chapter 102. Fourth brother. Do you own all the wood outside? Jia Yuan asked while rubbing his hands. Well, since you can't do it, I'll just do it myself, Guo Pai said with a smile. Jia Yuan's eyes were shining as he looked at the rare wood outside. Anyone with a discerning eye could see that this big fatty was eyeing the wood. Cough, cough, cough. Fourth brother, what are you saying? But I really can't do it. Even half of Huaxia doesn't have so much purple gold Phoebe Namu. Brother, where did you get it? Jia Yuan asked in a low voice. It's just a few pieces of scrap wood. If there's nothing else, you two brothers should be full. You can leave first. Second brother, keep up with the renovation. I'll send the furniture over in 2 days, Guo Pai said with a smile. Fourth brother, now that I have the wood, I have confidence in the furniture on your blueprint. When I get the wood, I'll find the best craftsman to make the furniture on your blueprint. Jia Yuan said with a smile. No need to trouble second brother. I'll take care of it myself. You should go and see how the renovation of Bugyaku is going, Guo Pai said with a smile. Fourth brother, I'm not going to waste time with you. Give me 1 piece of this purple gold Phoebe Namu. You don't need so much anyway. Give me 1 piece. Tell me what you want, and I'll exchange it for you. Liao said loudly. Second brother, you're wrong. Not only did you not help me with the furniture, you even want to take advantage of my materials. How can you be an elder brother? Guo Pai said with a smile. I helped you with the house, helped you with the renovation, and helped you run around. I've lost a few kilograms recently, and I just want a piece of scrap wood. Is this how you treat me? I don't care. I'm missing a chopping board for cooking. I'll take this scrap, Jia Yuan said as he picked up the piece of purple gold Phoebe Namu that Yuer had cut off and walked out of the door. Second brother, that's little sister's. Aren't you going to ask if I agree? Yu suddenly said with a smile. Sister-in-law, I've already carried everything. Just give it to me. I promise to keep an eye on Lao Si for you. If he dares to fool around in Wu Castle again, I'll inform you immediately. Jia Yuan looked at Yuer and said with a hint of flattery. Yuer smiled and said, Thank you, second brother. You can take the wood. But if you want to sculpt it, I have time now and can help you. The dagger in her hand is not an ordinary dagger. She and fourth brother are both from a hidden sect, so their craftsmanship must be extraordinary. Even if it's ruined, it's just a piece of wood. Jia Yuan rolled his eyes and walked to Yuer with a piece of wood in his arms. Sister-in-law, I'm embarrassed to let you carve something that belongs to you. However, I've long heard from fourth brother that sister-in-law is a hidden talent. I'll leave this wood to sister-in-law to carve. As Jia Yuan spoke, he handed the purple gold sandalwood to Yuer. Hubby, you can chat with my 2 brothers for a while. I'm going to help my second brother carve this thing. Yuer said as she walked into the house with a piece of purple gold Nanmu that Jia Yuan was still struggling to carry in his arms. Lao Si, sister-in-law, is not ordinary. Liao, who had been silent all this time, couldn't help but say when he saw Yuer walk into the house with a piece of wood in her hands. I'm sorry for making you laugh. Tell me about the Gu family. I'll go and meet them when I have time. Guo Pai said with a smile. Lao Si, I'll settle my own matters. Although you're a disciple of a hidden sect, you can't afford to offend the Gu family. Even now, I can only suffer in silence. If I can avoid provoking the Gu family, I'll try my best not to provoke them. Liao lit a cigarette and said softly, The Gu family's power that second brother sees is only a subsidiary family using the Gu family's name. The real Gu family doesn't know how to do anything and doesn't care about money. If they want money, they can easily get it. The things left behind by their ancestors are enough for them to use for a lifetime. I'll think of a way to deal with that Gu Ao who has a grudge with me. Liao continued, Brother Yao, no matter what, I'll end the business with those people from the Gu family. It doesn't matter if they're the main characters or their lackeys. Jia Yuan said with a smile. But Lao Si, what grudge do you have with the Gu family? I heard from Morong Fei last time, but I didn't ask in detail. It's not a big grudge. I just slept with the woman of the Gu family's young master. Guo Pai said with a smile. Brother Yuan, you should know that Lin Shuang is the fiancé of the Gu family's young master. Lao Si, I won't say anything else. My admiration for you is like a torrential river. It's endless. From now on, I'll follow you. Jia Yuan was really shocked this time. Lin Shuang was the proud daughter of the Lin family. He knew a little about the Lin family's inferiority. He had also heard about the matter between Lin Shuang and the Gu family's young master. He didn't expect that his own fourth brother would directly push her down. How amazing. F***CK, I thought you've changed. It turns out that your nature hasn't changed at all. Since things are like this, we'll deal with whatever comes our way. Who cares if it's a Gu family or not? Liao said loudly. If he didn't say this, there was no other way. He had already pushed down the fiancé of the Gu family. The Gu family would know sooner or later that it was impossible to reconcile. Then, he had to prepare for battle. What are you talking about? You're talking so excitedly. After about an hour, you walked out of the house. Second brother, I don't know what you like, but there's one thing you definitely like, and that's beautiful women. Look at this and see if you're satisfied. As she spoke, Yu took out a decoration from behind her. Sister-in-law, no. Master Yu, is this really carved by you? You didn't carve it before, right? Jia Yuan was shocked by the ornament in front of him. He knew a lot of carving masters and had a lot of ornaments in his house, but none of them were like the one in front of him, which made him feel as if they were alive. Don't be disrespectful to this decoration, or you'll be in trouble. Yu said sternly. Yu's wife, don't tell me this sculpture is the one in the sky. Not only was Jia Yuan shocked, Guopai was also shocked by the decoration in front of him. If Yu was already devastatingly beautiful, then the woman on this decoration had completely exceeded the word beautiful. She was perfect and couldn't be touched in any way. Disrespectful? Although this fatty is lecherous, when I look at this decoration, I only have admiration. Sister-in-law, if you carve such a beauty, how can this fatty look at other women in the future? Forget it, I can't take this thing. It's better to leave it with you. Jia Yuan shook his head. He really didn't take the decoration and turned to walk out of the door. Fourth brother, hold on to the furniture. I'll personally watch over the renovation. My wine jar is at the bottom. When you're done, I want a drink. I want a drink. Jia Yuan shouted twice. I really didn't expect sister-in-law to have such skills. Liao slowly came back to his senses. How can there be such a beautiful woman in the human world? I'm afraid only Chang'e in the heavens could be so beautiful. Liao sighed and said, Ow, how did you know? Yu and Guopai were stunned and asked at the same time. You're tuning into the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.